Warning. Warning. This is not a test. This is not a test.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's coverage of the Full-Length Cup Challenge. This evening, we're excited to bring you action from iRacing's virtual Darlington Raceway in Darlington, South Carolina. Maconi Entertainment is here to bring you action from all types of racing, including the Goat Walker Racing Series, the FLCC, and Fast Fridays. No matter what you're racing, we can bring the action to life. My name's Justin Prince. Alongside the booth for tonight is Kirk Mills. DJ Line is our producer from the place they call Too Tough to Tame. Kirk, it's throwback night in the FLCC, and it's time to kick it at one of the more difficult tracks in all of iRacing, the Lady in Black.
It is the most difficult track in all of iRacing for oval drivers. It's one of the hardest things to drive, to get used to and set up a car for. It is a very fun racetrack to drive, though, until you add about 40 cars on it with you, and then it's absolute chaos. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen here tonight. We got the best of the best in the Full-Length Cup Challenge here tonight, trying to compete and try to add another person to that win column. After 7 races, here we are. We're here now, and we got a whole bunch of only one winners here so far, and we're looking for another first-time winner, or will someone else come in trying to win 2 races on the season?
That's going to be the huge question mark, and mind you, that 7th winner on the season is someone that's only a couple starts into their FLCC career. RH Motorsports has been the team to beat so far this season as an organization. Fortis Motorsports started off strong. They've faded back quickly. Dirty Self Racing, if anything's closed up a bit to second, but not so much to the lead. Already, these drivers getting prepared for a busy night here at Darlington. 400 miles is the distance. The field is already getting set to go. 44 cars starting tonight. Jonathan Delaney set the fastest time of qualifying during the week. He'll start alongside Ralph Hutchison. Then in row number 2 is Lucas Hoytsma, who will start in the John Deere throwback. Alongside him tonight is Clayton Hoffman. Third row tonight, that's going to feature Patrick Gitter and Adam Benefield with a Dale Jr. throwback. Row number 4, that's Nolan Hudson. He'll start alongside Matthew Lawn and a throwback to himself. Alex Murray in the John and Jenny throwback. Sean O'Brien Jr. rounds out the top 10.
Starting in the 11th place spot, Nicholas Roman. He won so far this year. We got also Paul Hill to his outside. Not quite a winner quite yet, but they're doing pretty good. Christopher Pfeffer will start in 13th. 14th will be Derek Heitman. Starting in the 15th place position will be Noah Hamilton. To his outside will be Neil Pearson. Starting in 17th will be Matt DiCiani, and to his outside will be Robert Miller. And then in 19th will be Devin Medeiros, followed by Mark Paget in 20th.
21st going Hunter Truel, then it's Joey Preby in the 22nd position. Johan Seminario in 23rd. Thomas Komacheski back in 24th in a Dale Jr. throwback. Andrew Dyson, 25th. Dustin Hall will start 26th. Stephen Williams and Daniel Best start alongside chart 27th and 28th. Rest of top 30, Fluger and Owens. The rest of the drivers scroll on screen as the field's already making their way out of turn 4 to get ready to go racing. 44 cars are on the entry list tonight from Darlington. Green flag is out. We're underway from the Lady in Black.
That outside line did not get going out of the gate into 1. But it looks like that 6th car of Delaney, after having a couple weeks where they didn't have the best of qualifying efforts, started on the pole, and he will come off of turn 2 with the lead as everybody's trying to hang on to their race cars. They head down the back for the first time today.
Mark Martin throwback of Delaney leads them to the corner, all while on the outside. The Darrell Waltrip throwback machine still tries to battle it out with that 21 of Gitter. First lap goes the way of Delaney. Already up a couple spots is Gitter with that inside groove. And mind you, it's going to be hard to pass. That's one of the big challenges of Darlington. You have to save the tires, but you also have to figure out a way to get alongside somebody without losing ground.
It's one of the hardest tracks on the service to pass. You either got to use the chrome horn or you got to set them up just right. It's something that is definitely a racecraft, as it looks like we have a move here a little farther back there side by side. I saw Heitman, but they pulled back in as they got into one single file throughout the entire field. For that reason, it is extremely difficult to be able to, I guess, how do we say this? Pass here. You can't. That's why it's mostly single file early on. Get all you can get now, because later in the run, when the tires start wearing off, you'll start seeing those that have a little better long run setups move their way to the front in some way, shape, or form.
90 laps your distance in stage 1, by the way. Stage 2, go to lap 185. The race itself is a grand total of 293 laps in distance. In this mid-afternoon start session, you see that in your Maconi Setup Shop race analysis. Lots of tire sets. This is a track known for destroying tires, Kirk.
That is for sure. Right now we got a battle for side-by-side up here, the 8 and the 12 car. That's for the 4th place spot. That 12 car is Nolan Hodson. He already won it this year at Atlanta. He's right now running in the 5th place spot. He tried to make a move on the 8 car of Ralph Hutchinson, but couldn't get it done on the bottom. He had to settle back in. But yes, tires is a big deal here, but it looks like Hutchinson's got to run on the back bumper of Gitter. He's going to try to look to the bottom, thinks better of it, pulls right back in. But yeah, tires, you got to be able to save the thing. Right front gets bad pretty quickly, as it looks like Dustin Hall sets the fastest lap so far of the race, so that's awesome. He's up, and remember, they get a bonus point for that lap, so it's important for them to be able to get a fast lap in if they want to try and win this championship at the end of the year. Again, they're heading down the back. Everybody's single file throughout the entirety of the field, and just trying to save tire, like we were talking about earlier. You want to save the right front, right rear. You don't want to go into 4 tire slides and ruin the whole car either. So there's a lot of ways you can kill the tires here.
Keep in mind, Dustin Hall is 19 seconds back of the leader after starting from pit road. That's why they set the fast lap. As we take a look at Lawn, we touched upon one thing. We're now at the point in iRacing where, for some people, they're throwing back to themselves now in series. That includes Matthew Lawn, his throwback, running to the first paint scheme ran back in 2020 after he took a 5-year hiatus. And he mentioned that he and his buddy went from paint setup schemes to setups to leagues. He is someone that is one of the several throwing back to themselves tonight.
Yeah, that's for sure. He loves Darlington. Him and his buddies, they came back after 5 years and they started building setups and making some new paint schemes. And he, I'll be honest with you, he told me in confidence here, but I'll tell a little hint of it. He loves Darlington a lot. It's one of his favorite tracks. So he really wants to go out there and try and win here today, but he's got a long way to go to be able to get back up to the front. But definitely is, with iRacing beginning back in 2008, some drivers have started sooner or later. You'll see drivers all over this track with different throwbacks. We're looking now at the 56 car right here. This is Johan Seminaro. He's throwing it back to 2012 Charlotte Coca-Cola 600 Martin Truex Jr. scheme. I think that may have also, I'm not sure if it's entirely the right race, but it's similar race to where that cord that was carrying that camera fell down and ran over by Kyle Busch and a few others during that race. But yeah, it's a beautiful looking race car, and you can take a look at him right now. He's pretty calm sitting in the back half of the field, not having to worry too much. I think he's just trying to get some strategy laid out, save some tire, and he looks pretty calm, so I'm not too worried about him, being overly aggressive too early. But definitely a great throwback scheme.
Nice looking paint scheme. Of course, one of the team paint scheme designers for Conti. TCSP paint scheme currently running 23rd at the moment. And one thing to note, you've seen him play with the gears there. This is a track where you need to shift. If you don't shift here, you're going to burn up your tires. If you don't shift, you won't be up to speed. You need to get the pattern right if you want to get good speed here. And remember to shift with your car tonight.
Yeah, shifting in these cars, it's going to be able to get you more rotation where you can actually use the right rear versus whenever you don't shift, you lean more weight on that right front, and then you don't get that turn off you need on the exit of 2 or on the exit of 4 to be able to get the grip you need to keep going. So definitely that extra gear gives the car an extra kick in the rear end, so those tires spin a little more, get you a little more loose, and then you got more grip as you go. But it looks like we have a battle to the outside here. I believe that's Miller trying to make a move to the outside of the 26 car. Again, that 26 car looks like he's just going to let him have it, and that sends him back one more spot. That is Paul Hill moving back to the 15th place spot, or right behind the 14th place of Miller. So there you go. New pass for position there in the top 15.
Your contact actually as well. Kind of have to let people go when you get to the outside like that, though, because side by side into turn 1 here, it can be a death sentence. You can make contact easily if you go side by side.
Yeah, but the thing is, a lot of the time, you have a choice. You can choose to either go in there assuming the other guy's going to lift, and there's a chance for that wreck, or you can go in there and assume that you guys are going to race each other for the spot, and you might just go in there a little even. Decide not to throw it in there as hard as you normally would. We got that battle again. Look at that. Miller doing that outside move again in the same spot on the exit of 4. Seems to be working for him. He's now trying to battle with that 13th place of Sean O'Brien Jr. They're side by side in that nice looking 65 car here. I believe that he is throwing it back to 2010 Mark Martin's GoDaddy car, not to be confused with Danica Patrick's GoDaddy car. He said it was specifically for Mark Martin, so in that case, 2010, beautiful car. I remember watching that when I was a kid, seeing him win a couple of races. I think it was I'm not sure if it was 2 or 1, but I think it was on fuel strategy of some sort. I'll have to go back and think about that one, but definitely one of my favorite paint schemes growing up, and he mentioned it was something he loved watching, considering that he always thought Mark Martin was kind of like a role model for him, so happy to see him throw it back to such a great driver and a great paint scheme.
Good paint scheme indeed. Hearing technical issue. Car 81, Brandon Hastings. He's now amongst the drivers not being able to be seen by his competitors' hearing. So that might be a warning coming up towards his direction. He's right now running in the 34 spot at the back of the second pack. Right now looking at Alex Murray's car. The +2 so far is the progression for Murray so far. One of those driving for Precision Speed Solutions. He's had some great speed at times this campaign. Solid pace right now. Sees him in the 30.1s.
Yeah, I mean, he's throwing it back here to John Andretti from 1998. Beautiful looking paint scheme. I mean, he got it pretty dang close. You got to give him that. Knowing you can't drive with a different number, he used what he has.
Caution.
Caution's out on the racetrack.
And it's trouble in 1 and 2. We have Jason S. Taylor around in the 60 car. And our first yellow flag comes out for Jedi. That time for 37th. Apparently made contact with Evan Mesnard and a couple other cars to put us under yellow.
Bobby Anderson got into the back bumper to the 73 as well, so it's a 3-car incident, it looks like. Let's take a look here at this replay. It was a 60 car, and also Evan Mesnard was also involved. I think they were going into turn 1 side by side, and they just ended up collecting each other and going up into the wall. It was just a racing incident. That's unfortunate, but I think those cars are most certainly not damaged beyond repair, and I think they can definitely get them fixed and go back out there. Let's take a look at this here. We had him a second there. This is a little after when it happened. It's about another 10 seconds back, but he was able to get the car righted and got back going. I think he has a broken right rear toe link after that. We'll have to see. Here we go. So I don't think we'll have it at this point, but it will be in the highlights at the end of the week. So there you go. That 60 car involved, 73, the gold car as well, as they come down for pit stops.
So the Germain Racing Start and Park throwback to 2011 ends up going around, as most of the field is in for pit stops. Not a shock. We do have 2-tire calls, though. Christopher Pfeffer, who is amongst those who came down on the 2-tire call, is out in front first off pit road. Everybody else took 4. That's a bold strategy from the 66 at Darlington. We'll see if it plays out.
I mean, it's probably a great idea. Think about it. It's early in the race, so you're not going to risk too much. You can always fix any problems that may come from this. Going to get a new fresh set of right sides. Going to go out there, and he's going to, I think he's going to be definitely trying to, how do we say this, try to catch back up and stay with good track position out here. So I think that's what it's all about, track position.
We'll take a quick break. We're under caution in the FLCC. You're watching tonight's action from Darlington Raceway here at Maconi Entertainment.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Coming up to the restart here at Darlington. 21 laps complete. The stripe. Pfeffer in control after a 2-tire pit stop. He was the only person in the field to try it outside of Stony Benfield at a 6.8 second stop, and Andrew Dyson, who's in 15. We're back underway. No issues off the start. We'll see if those 20-lap-old laps hold on for the Alta Century.
Looks like, I mean, for him, his main goal is to be able to stay ahead of 10th before the stage. If he's able to hang on to where he is, or at least hang on to the top 10, it's a win for him. So it's all about track position, and he's got the best he can get right now leading this field. He got back and he led this lap, but Delaney's all over the tail end as they head down into turn number 1. You see that 21 going to the bottom there of Roman. 21 going to the bottom of Roman. He makes that pass on him. There's still a lot of side-by-side battles throughout the field. They're trying to get them settled out, but it just seems that when someone lets off, to let them get single file, the guy behind is like, hey, I'll take up that momentum. I'll get him move on. There's a battle now for 4th, side-by-side with Nolan Hodgson on the bottom.
So trying to get some ground made up. Weitzma getting some help though on the push, clears as near contact, having to back out of it. That time was the 21. So the C6 Grand Am Corvette throwback for Gitter, forced to back out of it after the near contact, and that's exactly what we talked about with the dangerousness of going to the outside into one.
That is for sure. You don't want to go to the outside in one, especially unless you're like really daring. That's what it is. It's something you do at the end of the race. You're not going to do it on lap 25, at least to make up ground. You're not going to do that. You kind of want to make moves on the bottom going into 1 and 2 to be able to make it work. But Lucas Hoitzma just got the fastest lap of the race. Now that's a new fast lap time. So let's take a look right now. Look at this leader, Christopher Pfeffer. He's able to hang on to this lead after just taking 2 tires. So maybe the rest of the field should take a notice of this. He's able to maintain where he is and have great track position without Delaney making any moves on him as Hoitzma gets it again with another fast lap.
This is something we've seen before when it comes to iRacing, where it's at some tracks can make the left side tires work because they don't wear as much as you would think. Good job for the 66. He is on an older setup. He did not build a new setup for the new build here. Right now it doesn't seem to matter. That car seems to have raw pace in clean air. One driver that's starting to move up the board I think might have to take note of. How about a plus 19 at Darlington? Early on, Dylan Kritz so far is up to 24th after starting at the back. His Skittles throwback machine is on the move.
Yeah, in just 27 laps, he's already up all these spots. I mean, that's far and away better than our next best guy, which is Robert Miller, if you don't count Pfeffer, who had a 2-tire strategy to get to where he is. Kretz, no, he had to go from the back to the front the hard way. And that 64 car looking pretty dang nice out there. Again, that's a 1998 Ernie Irvin Skittles car. It is a beauty, and it's something he says it was one of his favorite paint schemes growing up. And people always mistake it for a Jeff Gordon paint scheme, which is kind of funny. I don't know if that's entirely the case, but I could understand the Rainbow Warrior sentiment. But yeah, definitely something Ernie Irvin would drive. And he's doing a phenomenal job being able to make passes here at Darlington, because it's a hard thing to do. But when you're in your back of the field, it's a little bit easier to do. You got a lot more guys who aren't as willing to fight you for it. But, oh my goodness, everybody's so loose in the back of the field right now, trying to hang on to the car.
Darrell's going the wrong way, right way so far for the one car. Talked about Hall starting from pit road in this race. He is throwing back to one of the original league admins to the history of the series. Kevin Steele is the name he's throwing back to tonight. A shout out to him, as keep in mind, the FLCC also throwing a nod to its history with 100% Cup Series competition with its decal set tonight also.
He said it was something that he wished he was able to race with more. He really enjoyed racing with Kevin Steele, and Kevin Steele was one of the admins for that series. And it seems like that we also have a blinker right in front of him. That's a little scary. It doesn't matter who you are. If you're seeing a car blink in and out of existence right in front of you, it does scare you a little bit. But he said that he doesn't race anymore, and he just wanted to throw back to him to say that he missed him, and so that's pretty cool. He's still a part of the Discord, and he doesn't race necessarily, but he is still around, I guess, as one of the league friends of the league, I should say. So good for him to be able to pick a good guy to go back to, and hopefully wherever Kevin Steele is, I hope he's having a great time and is a happy camper.
Also as well, right now, that one car, 26th position, the way things stand. Those wondering. Continue to look around some of the various schemes in the league. Some did not throw back. Luger amongst them, bouncing off the walls right now to hold on to his machine. Gives up the spot this time to Benefield.
Yeah, I wasn't able to speak with every one of the drivers prior. Some of them I was able to speak with, and others just showed up a little later, right at the moment we've started the broadcast. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to speak with everybody. but some of these paint schemes are pretty dang cool. I love looking at them. That's what this race is going to be all about. We're going to look at most of these guys and see what they decide to throw back to. We're looking right now at the 83 of Adam Beneful. He won a lot of races since I've been gone, so he's just winning everything, it seems like. Beneful here, he is a junior DMP car throwback. He's trying to throw it back to that right there, and his main goal was just to finish in the top 35, which I don't know if that means anything necessarily, but that's what he said, so that's what we're going with, considering he's won a bit in the Xfinity Series. Kind of surprised to hear him say the top 35. It could be a joke, I'm not sure, but there you go. Yeah, there he is. He won in Martinsville last week. You can see that. So it's just like, you know, why is he running in the back right now? It doesn't really make sense.
Sometimes you don't get track position. That's what happens. He had to get repairs done, it looks like. He had a 33-second pit stop. And remember, you tap the wall here at Darlington, you risk adding chassis damage to your car. And if you have that damage, it hurts you on speed.
Could be that. Also, you can always damage that toe link really easily as well. We got one up in there in the wall. My goodness gracious, just blinking out, hitting the wall. That's a little scary. I heard about this connectivity flag that they were supposed to implement. I'm not sure if that's something that's implemented in every session. But, eventually that makes you think, like, when is that going to be a thing, Like, I don't know. It's just something that I like to look at whenever these things blink out. We got a lot of cars out here on the racetrack, though, so that's probably another thing it could be. It's just a lot of cars trying to race and race hard. I will let you know that the leader is about to come up on lap traffic. Kevin Zosiak, currently running 41st on track, is already about to get lapped here. He's running 30.1s compared to the leader's 29.9. So here in about 2 or 3 laps, I think he might catch him, and that might have a little bit of interesting driving for the leaders, as it looks like battle for 4th again. Nolan Hodgson trying the bottom again on Lucas Hoytsma, but not quite making it work. He just can't seem to get by that 97 car. And speaking of Lucas, he's throwing it back to Chad Little back in 1997. John Deere throwback, beautiful race car, and he just hopes that he doesn't wreck anybody this week. That was essentially his quote. He didn't want any at-fault incidents whatsoever, but that is a cool-looking race car. 2 golds trying to pass each other right here as they go into 1.
Oh, a bit of a side draft attempt there into the corner, in fact, from Nolan. Hudson lines back up and resets on the pass attempt.
Lead.
In for the lead, you're right. Look at that. Delaney, he wants to go. Running just a half a lane lower than the 66, but the tires are fading for Pfeffer maybe. He's starting to bobble in the corners.
Those left sides must be screaming right now compared to everybody else's left sides. When you start off with a little looser, a little lighter left side tires, I guess more wear on them, it just, you fall off a lot quicker than you would everybody else who has maybe like 5 or 6% on you on the tires on the left side. So that 66 might not be in the lead for long as Delaney's all over the rear bumper.
The check up for him a second time in 2 laps now. He's starting to sway through the corner exits right now. Right now, this is a battle with the race car more than anything else. This is the tough thing, timing up the run just right. There he goes again, Delaney for the lead. Going to the inside, and Pfeffer just lets him have it. Delaney back to the point.
Yeah, he knows a little better than to fight him right now. It's a little early in this shindig, and he's got a long way to go, so don't anticipate any battling there. And since we have our eyes on him, Delaney here in that 6 car, he's throwing it back to Mark Martin's Valvoline car. You can take a look at that. It looks almost identical to it. It looks like a very nice car. They even moved the number on the side of the car back to be able to match that 6 car, which is pretty cool looking. He also mentioned that he wants green flag runs, long runs. He's good at saving tire. He wants minimal cautions, and he wants cold track. That's something else he mentioned. He wanted to make sure that it was a cold track day. But if we look at the weather right now, says it's, 82? It's a hot day out here, so he doesn't get all of what he wants, but he's still out here leading this thing, which is something you can't really complain too much about.
I was about to say with that number, it's one of the few times I've seen someone do that. It doesn't look like it's fully centered. it kind of is awkward actually to look at on the next gen car. I'm so used to seeing it where it currently is on the cars that's a bit of an adjustment period with where it is on the cars these days.
Yeah, it is. It's a little odd to look at, but I guess it's a way to be able to put the camera on the car a little longer. My goodness. Yeah, I mean, if you go back and look at a picture of that paint scheme from the day, I mean, I thought he slanted back like a lot. I thought Mark had his pretty slanted, but back in that day too, the side body of those things weren't entirely the straightest of things. So I don't know, but it is a beautiful race car leading this field. We just completed lap 44, heading into 45 now. We also got another battle, it looks like, for second there. I'm not sure if it was still going on or not. They must have settled it out. They sure did. So that was the 56 of Johan Seminario still battling. And remember that Truex paint scheme we're talking about. But here, let's talk about Ralph Hutchinson. He's having a great day sitting in second place right now.
Yeah, so far has maintained up at the front of the field, no falling back, no lost track position. The Hutchco machine has looked really solid, and that's kind of the expectation you have for a team. RH Motorsports is 1-2 in the field right now.
That's how you're able to win team championships. You go out there with a team like Ralph Hutchinson, you get a lot of teammates that work together to build a setup that can last well on a long run, especially at these types of tracks where it's very difficult to drive. There's nothing you can compare Darlington to, at least on the circuit. I don't think anything's even close. So, but we got another battle. Look at that, the 97 and the 12 car now. 12's probably regretting trying to pass a few times earlier. He's starting to lose a little bit of speed here, and he has had a new car who's all over the rear bumper trying to race him pretty hard now. As it looks like there's at Darlington, when you can't pass, you get kind of squished up behind that slow car and you can't make any moves anywhere. It's just what we're looking at right now. That 12 car, after he's tried to pass the car in front of him so much that he just couldn't quite get it done, he just has that tire wear a little worse than everybody around him, and he starts going a little slower, and everybody gets stacked up. They can't quite pass each other. They might pass one another once they lift for the checkups, but that's why they're all close to each other right now. Is that 15 car, Miller, making a move again to the bottom of Patrick Gitter, trying to make that bottom line work.
Robert Miller has been cutting his way to the field, up 12 if he can complete the pass, mind you. Miller has looked very strong all race long. One of the other Altus cars near contact. Got a bit of a break from Vroom to get back in line there, but nearly got into the side of Gitter as Vroom goes to the bumper.
Yeah, that's going to happen here. You're going to have a lot of the checkups, little moments like that where you feel like, I can't make it, got to get out of here. You don't want to wreck them. And so we'll see what they decide to do and how to get around these guys, because just a little checkup is really going to be able to slow down an entire line, and then you got a bunch trying to pass each other. It's one of those tracks that's just where real racing happens. You got that 21 going to the bottom. Looks like he might be letting Vroman go to the top. Not sure what's going on with the 21 right now, but he just let him go.
Yeah, that top line is moving for some of these drivers. Murray also able to jump on by, no issue. As that's going to move, get her back up -4 over the course of this race so far. We've already quickly burned through 50 laps so far. On lap 51, less than 40 to go in the stage. And it becomes the question, to pit or not to pit. Remember, with the time of the caution, these drivers have to go about 70 laps in these sets of tires. Technically can make it on gas, but will the tires last that long?
Oh, yeah. I think that the tires will. They'll be able to make it as long as they're being conservative with their tires. Some guys might try to come down and get some gas and fuel. Nobody would really want to pit, because in the chance that there is a caution. If a caution comes out, your day's done. You do not want to go a lap down here at Darlington, so I don't say pit at all. Save as much gas as you can and try to stay out as long as you can and save the tire. You want to be able to, because if you pit, you lose a lap, and it's so hard to get a lap back at Darlington, other than the lucky dog. If you lose one, it could be done. Lose two, you're done. 7 car and a 97 love hitting that wall, though, it seems like. they're racing pretty hard, just bouncing into that thing as they go through turns 1 and 2. A lot of cars are starting to get that Darlington stripe, and it seems like it's just happening a little too much right now.
Drivers are starting to get lapped as well under this run. Stoney Benfield is one of the drivers that have now fallen prey of the lap down cause. Things have gone. Jason S. Taylor would be next in line to be lapped, and this is checking some people up in the queue. And that's the tough thing about lap traffic. It's tough to pass them when this is a track where it's a single groove racetrack. Right now, Benfield trying to let the drivers go on the inside. All while Vroom Vroom tries to go inside as well. How about a boxing attempt for good measure down the straightaway as Nicholas Vrooman makes the pass and gets behind the lap traffic for good too.
Yeah, that's Stoney Benefield, who's right now currently in the wall. He gets into the, oh my gosh, good. Yeah, that lap car is just in the way. A couple more cars just almost spun out down to the bottom of the racetrack. Paul Hill's on the bottom. He was able to save the race car, so not too much damage. But the lap car of, looks like that 70 car is just not keeping up very well. Patrick Gitter has front end damage, and so does the 76 of Derek Heitman. 2 more cars with damage. Right front damage you can see right there on the front right bumper of the 70 car. He got into the wall last time. Huge checkup and collected several cars. And that was a very, very big moment for these guys. I mean, to be able to get a little bit of damage on the front end, that's going to slow them down for the rest of the race.
Yeah, that's going to absolutely demolish the 21 speed right now. All of that's while one of the drivers drive on through. Probably has been able to get himself from 22nd to 12th with that. One of the drivers, believe is part of the Renko Select Club, is now in this line. Nearly got contact with the 70 as there's the look at the damage for the 21. Oh, they're stepping in on short, trying to get around Benfield again. Near contact as Hoytsman got loose. O'Brien goes the inside as Neil Pearson now goes inside. Andrew Dyson boxed in the Stacy throwback for the 1980s. He's got boxed in with Paul Hill now.
Yeah, that's right. That 70 car is just shaking it up. These lap traffics, oh boy, it's a lot of fun to watch. However, everybody who's a lap car, like right now, Jason Taylor is currently a lap car. He's running slow on the back straightaway, but when he does that, he doesn't run the top. He runs the bottom because he knows that most people like running the top in turns 1 and 2, and that's how they're able to get by them cleanly. I mean, it might lose you a lot of time, but it's something that drivers, when you're a lap car, it's something that you kind of learn to do. But he's that 70 car is choosing to run the top line, trying to get all he can get, trying to stay on the lead lap at least just 1 lap down. Him and Jason are the only 2 currently 1 lap down, with Kevin Zosiak currently 3 down, and then everybody else is 12 or more. So Andrew Dyson, now we're looking at that 41 car. He decided to come out here. We were talking to him prior to the race. He's got this Tim Richmond throwback when he won back-to-back at Riverside, and he chose it because Tim Richmond, he said, was like one of the ultimate bad, of their time. Back in, whenever you go back and watch Tim Richmond, he just loved getting around. He had parties, he had a lot of fun, and he said that's something that Andrew respects a lot, and he really thinks he's like one of the American badasses, I should say. So very good for him. Happy that he's got something to throw back to. Great driver, and exciting paint scheme. That JD car looks very nice in blue.
Bad at all as more drivers trying to get around some of the damaged machines. Gitter, he's boxed in behind Jedi Taylor. Seminario trying to get in the top 10 here with this move. No place to send it yet as everybody choosing the same line. As most of the field going the bottom line. Zach Novak amongst the people that made that bottom line known with the Cup Series a couple years ago, and people like to do that in 3 and 4. Slow roll the low side, save the front tires a bit.
Yeah, that bottom line feels like it's always been something as a way to get out of the way, but not for long because of that bottom line. It's now, you're able to make a lot of passes, but that damage that you got now with that 21 car on the front end, I mean, you could see it right there. He was able to get past, and he's getting past left and right. Remember, he's probably the biggest mover in the wrong direction that we've had all race so far. If we were to look at it, 21, he started in 5th, and he's gotten all the way back to like 12th now. So he's dropping back quite a bit, and he's got more cars catching up all over the rear bumper as well.
Struggling off corner exit right now with how it's looking. Just had to lift a fair bit in turns 1 and 2, and now has to slow roll it just to get the grip. So it's not always slowing him down, it's making him tight, which doesn't help whatsoever.
No, it doesn't. You know, right now also to mention this, we remember that guy, Robert Miller, who has been marching through this field? He's up to 2nd. He made a move on 2nd place, and now he is trying to chase down Delaney. He sees him in his sights, and to give you a gist of lap times right here, Jonathan Delaney, this time by, as he crossed the stripes, it looks like he runs a 31 flat, and so did Robert Miller. They're matching lap times. In that particular lap, Robert Miller had to go through some lap traffic, so even more reason to think that Miller car is going to be catching the back bumper Delaney before the end of the stage.
Yeah, just has to find a way to chip away without destroying the tires. That's going to be the tough thing about a race like this right now for him. Just right now in the clear, Nicholas Vroman has also driven his way to the 3rd spot. The unsponsored 95 car. So, as he gets around lap traffic of Hastings this time around, some people starting to really take off and away from the rest of the pack. Hudson is currently the first driver in the pack. Heitman trying to make some moves now on Hutchinson, who's going the wrong way on the long run.
Hutchinson, yeah, it doesn't seem like he's got that long run speed that he needs to be able to compete. He's going to have to make some adjustments to be able to fix that. I'm not sure entirely what he can do to improve the long run speed here. He just got passed by the 76 of Derek Heitman for 5th. Now he drops back to 6th now as he has that 92 of Clayton Hoffman all over the rear bumper. Then, of course, what you're talking about, remember, Christopher Pfeffer here, he's sitting right now currently in 8th place right behind these guys. Remember, he took 2 tires. And he came into the when that caution came out in 10th. He's now currently sitting in 8th, so still a net positive for him. But we'll see how long that lasts, as it looks like we got more side-by-side battles here. Take a look here at that 62 car, I believe, is Neil Pearson battling right now as they head into turn 1, trying to get around the lap car. They're trying to get around Neil Pearson, and they do, but he's got a little bit of right front damage. I'm not sure exactly how he got it, but that 83 right there, again, we were talking about him earlier, Adam Benefil. He went the wrong way to start this race. He went from 6th back to 18th, and now it looks like he's going to be in 17th here in a second. But him and Patrick Gitter are just going the wrong way.
Yeah, that damage has destroyed his chances here. He's going to have to be in pit road for a long time. Get as much of that front nose fixed as he can. Benefield from his damage repair. 16th. Look out. Hill nearly going stage left. Able to hold on to it. Able to get things regrouped after a major slide there from the 26 car. As we continue on with the action here, already coming around to 20 to go in stage 1. As we continue to turn laps here at Darlington. Talking about some of the error storylines going on. Andrew Dyson, we talked about him already. Thomas Komacheski is also starting to get a move on. As this run goes on, if we can go that direction in a moment. As Hill makes the pass now on Gitter, no issue. Komacheski is amongst the drivers that has already passed on by these grouping of cars that is on the charge in the 88. Here's a look at that throwback. Going back to Dale Jr. in one of his more recent paint schemes.
Yeah, I think that was his last race. I mean, it looks like it, but it's also a mixture of his DEI days, that 8 car that he drove the side of it looks like a DEI car, so but it's also could be a lot of things. I'm not sure entirely which car he's throwing it back to, but that car does look pretty dang good out there. He's all over the rear bumper, that 97. Lucas Hoytsma right there in front of him. And Kolmachevsky, remember, he started 24th. He's all the way back up to the top 15 now, and he's beating off the back bumper here, that 97, trying to get around him. Not sure if he's going to be able to do that anytime soon. He's going to the bottom to try and get that long run here onto the corner. It's not going to work for him this time. He's going to pull right back in, maybe give the wall a kiss as he went off the corner there, but still staying in single file, 1-2 like that. But something I am noticing is a lot of cars that started and maybe outside the top 10 are already into the top 10 spots now. We have a driver, Christopher Pfeffer, remember he started was that the five? Was there a little bit of contact there with O'Brien, or is he okay?
I believe he's okay here.
Oh, okay, good. I was just making sure. He went out of line there. It was a little odd. But he's still doing fine. What I was saying is in the top 10, we have Christopher Pfeffer who started 13th, running 9th. Started 14th, Derek Heitman, he's up to 7th. 23rd starting position, Johan Seminario's up to 6th. And then 11th place starter, Nicholas Roman's up to 3rd. And 18th place starter, Robert Miller's up to 2nd. And he is closing the gap on Jonathan Delaney, almost down to 1 second now. He's running about a 10th quicker. On average, half a 10th there, 10th there. Not much, but he is gaining ground on Delaney.
Chip away is all you can really say to that deficit right now. There are a couple hundreds gained last time by, and that's kind of the mindset he's going to have if he wants to do things right here. He had a mixture of bad luck at Martinsville, had charged the field a couple times, ended up as the DNF at that race, was also someone who charged ahead several times at Homestead Miami Speedway, where things ended disastrously for his chances there. So we know Miller's a fast driver. It's just been he hasn't had the luck to show it.
That's for sure. He's gotten involved in a few accidents, and he's been having some struggles. But right now, that 15 car, he was 2/10 faster this last time by. And it looks like this time by, what's the current gap? 31.241 to a 31 flat. So, yep, he is going to be there. He saved something in that tank, and this battle for the end of the stage is going to be good if he stays out of the wall. It looks like he hit the wall a little bit that time, but it might be helping him a little bit, because remember, this wall kind of helps. It's a little spongy, a little bit in turn 1, it feels like.
Well, spongy, but it's going to damage a race car if you do it.
If you hit it enough, but if you hit it once or twice, like lightly, it's racing. It's just racing. Don't worry about it. But that time by, to give you lap times, they evened out by about a 10th, but the leader just came up on a lap car. I know this is the battle right here we're seeing on screen. This is the battle for 5th right now. That 56 of Seminario is just moving through this field. Started 23rd, about to crack the top 5, which is phenomenal for that 56 car.
Yeah, great charge to the pack for his Ford as he goes to the outside. That's been a good line to make passes here today. If you're able to get a poke to the outside, he moves up another spot, up to P5. Take a look at a couple of the other battles on screen. Dyson slips his way past Maury. That's for 9th.
Battled for 9th again. Dyson, 41 car. It looks like we got a little bit of a line there. So you see when everybody gets clumped up, that just means everybody's running at a similar pace and just can't make any passes whenever somebody who's slower in front of you, just running barely faster or whatever it may be. The leader has got by that lapper that we were talking about, but the second place guy had a little bit harder time getting by him, as it looks like that there was that's not it. The last that we'll hear of lap traffic for our leaders right now. We got 3 or 4 cars. He's coming up on a pack of 3 or 4 back here. Matthew Boston Wheeler is going to be the first one he'll hit. But again, we want to pay attention to this because I think it's going to be for a stage win here. And they're going to come up on these lappers, and these lappers were going to slow him down. It's not going to be easy to get around him. Remember, it's hard to pass, even if you are fast. So I don't know exactly what that 15's thinking, but he is there. He closed the gap again. He's down to almost half a 10th. And, this is going to be big. Oh, right in front of the leaders, a little bit of contact. He's going to have to check up. He's going to be able to get by a few cars with some freebies right there after some contact with the lappers.
Nearly turned around in front of the leaders was Billy Brickley in that moment. Fluger goes into the wall and let by Miller for good measure. Delaney last time by added a Darlington stripe to the side of his 6 machine also. 10 laps to go on the stage. Brickley, now he's in the wall trying to let by the leaders. These leaders giving some fits to the lappers, nearly turning in front of the 44. That got close with the front nose for a moment.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's not the most fun that you ever have in a race car going through lap cars. It is not the most fun thing you can do in a race car. But that 15, he's going to have a run down the back. He's going to get by that 44 with ease going into turn 3. I don't see that being an issue unless 44 dives it in, which would be interesting. But it does not happen, so that 15 is able to continue on. He's going to use that high side, try to get a little slingshot to catch back up to the back of the 6. They're about 6/10 away. He's got to be able to make up a couple tenths a lap, and he might be able to get there in time.
It's going to be close. But he's going to have to battle with some dirty air as the clouds settle over top Darlington Raceway. Be careful on the throttle as well as he shifts up down the Boeing backstretch. Looking at the temperature readings right now, track temperature still 106, and the overcast skies are now going to play a bit of a factor on that skybox right now as we start moving through the afternoon session.
That was 2 tenths right there. He just ran 2 tenths quicker. He is going to be there. We're going to see that 6 car in that 15 battle it out here. I think if that 51 of Ed Ryan's able to let him go. Oh, it holds up the 6. Here comes the 15. He's got a heck of a run. Heading down the back stretch. 5 laps to go in the stage, I think. Is that right, 90?
Yes, indeed. As we're coming up to 5 to go in the stage, Miller has a chance to show it is his time. Miller into the wall. Elects not to try and make a poke underneath the 6 for the stage lead. Instead, waits for a chance for the corner exit. Turn 2 has been a pounce spot for drivers at Darlington for years. Tries to get that diamond down. Will he get a cut to the inside yet? No, he elects to wait and for a chance to pounce for the high side.
Oh, he's going to have a run here. Remember, we saw him make this move a couple times on a couple other cars. Up, Delaney goes to block. They're down to the bottom, trying to make a move into turn 1. We're coming down to the end of this stage, and they are battling hard for this stage point.
Miller lets on through. Delaney let him go. And Robert Miller now leads the stage with under 5 laps to go. Does Delaney have anything left?
I don't know if he let him go necessarily. I think he was trying to get him in the position he wanted him in, maybe, but Delaney definitely does not have the speed that 15 car does right now. That 15 car, can you believe it? He started this race in 18th spot, and he has drove, and I mean drove from the back to the front. He has now led a lap after going 18 cars and 88 laps on one of the hardest tracks to pass. That is a phenomenal showing of speed out of that 15 car. Whatever he's got underneath him and in his heart right now, he does not want to change a thing, but he's still got some lappers to deal with, so don't think it's over quite yet. But he's got a couple laps to go here in the stage as the pit road closes just this time as they have 2 to go.
Oh, some checkups. Matt Ticiani bounced off the wall. Tanner Marti, good play, a bit of a factor here as they zip their way through the traffic. Now all 3 cars lined up. Clayton Hoffman's closed up in all of this. Miller gets on by the traffic. Delaney still behind it.
Yeah, Hoffman's got to the bottom of Delaney now. They're side by side for second. They come down to the white flag for the stage here. Still battling side by side here for second. But that leader is so happy to have gotten by that 29 of Tanner Marti because now he is checking out. He's ready to go. And that 29 might be pretty happy too because he's going to end up being the lucky dog as it looks like some contact with the 6 and the 92 of Hoffman. Hoffman saves the race car and lives to race another lap. But coming out of turn number 4, that number 15 drives from 18th to 1st, and he's going to cross the stripe and get the green and white checkered flag to win the stage here. Wow, that's pretty awesome for that 15 car.
Go to run for the Altus Esports entry. Miller, your winner in stage 1. Delaney second. Hoffman third. Seminario in fourth. Vrillman in fifth. Dyson, Hudson, Heitman, Benefiel, and Pfeffer in your top 10. Now it's the matter of getting to pit stops now and making sure you get on those fresh tires before we get to stage 2 here, where we'll be driving all the way to lap 185 on the distance. So a fair bit of driving, 95 laps the distance in stage number 2.
95 laps. Whew, man, that's a long one. But then again, it's a 293 lap race, so they got a long way to go anyway. But that 15 car's throwing it back to last week. He's still running the same paint scheme he had last week. So guess he's having a great time leading this thing, but he's going to come down, get some tires. They need to make some adjustments. Delaney most certainly is going to make some changes to try and make a better long run. Here they come into pit lane, and it looks like that there's a little bit of gaps here and there, so that's going to benefit the 15 car.
They're now into the pit lane to make their stops here. It's getting very dark out there with the cloud cover. We did have some people come out for the Lucky Dog. Tanner Marty is one who picked up the Lucky Dog spot as a result here. So we'll see how well they handle their pit stops, expecting 4 tires of fuel for the entire field, as should be no surprise at this point. Off and away is Miller. Will he be the first out of pit road? Looking like it's going to be him. Yes, indeed. Robert Miller in the race off pit road holds off Delaney and Hoffman to complete service. So we'll take a quick step aside. 200 laps to go at the stripe. You're watching Maconi Entertainment.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to Darlington Raceway for more coverage of the Full Length Cup Challenge. Justin Britz alongside Kirk Mills, DJ Line producing. Miller, Delaney, Mario and Hoffman amongst the top 4 for this upcoming restart. You also have Roman Dyson gained a fair bit of time in pit road. Heitman, Hodgson, Benefiel, and Priby are amongst those up front. Just about ready to go to start stage 2. Again, we are racing until lap 185. 91 laps to work with. We're underway for stage number 2. The inside line gets a huge jump.
Seems like they get single filed out for the first 4. The first side-by-side battles for the 5th place spot. That 56 car currently trying to make the outside line work on the 76. That's going to check them both up. Here comes the 41 of Andrew Dyson. Trying to make a move, he decides better of it, does not want to take it 3 wide. Looks like that 56 is going to settle in 6th, all over the rear bumper. That 76 of Derek Heitman. Single file throughout the first of the top 10, now 15, now 20, and now back to 25th. So it's very quickly getting organized here.
Already getting all squared away in terms of the lines. Now we'll see who squares away the tires as the first side-by-side is here. That includes Paul Hill and Hunter Truel. Let's on by the 26, who proceeds to drive into the wall.
Yeah, he uses that little wall bounce as a little slingshot, still battling with Hunter Truell. He's running that 1993 Harry Gant throwback. He also asked me prior to the start of this race to say a little shout out to his girlfriend, who is named Ashley. So shout out to Ashley for Hunter Truell. You're welcome, buddy. Say hi to you. There you go. But that car, love that paint scheme. Harry Gant was one of the best there was in terms of like what was then, I think it was Sportsman. But it was what is now the Xfinity series. So, yeah, that car looking great. And definitely pretty dang cool to see it out here on the racetrack. Let's take a look at that quarter panel. I can't even see it. It's a little hard for me to tell what that says there.
Yeah, quarter panel is...
Oh, come on. That's terrible, man. I don't know. Is that a... I'm not going to mention it. I'm not going to talk about it. Please zoom in on it.
Yeah, I would need to see. It is a Maconi sponsor, believe, on the quarter panel.
Is it?
So,
Let me zoom in. Yes, it is. Hey, would you look at that?
Well, it's just a different look at that point. And that's the fun thing, is making sure your logos line up with your sponsor, or rather your throwback sponsor in many cases, as Hill does make the move. So does the 71 over Hudson. Able to zip on by on the bottom.
Yeah, that was his 97 of Lucas Hoytsma, so he gets on by that 97, 71 does. He's having a march up to the front, though. I mean, he restarted a little further back, but now he's moving up, and Pfeffer just ran the fastest lap of the race. There you go for that. A lot of cars trying to get up to the front, it seems like. I think it might be a little bit of a go time for some of these guys.
Might be a bit too early for go time. Track position's great, but you need to have rubber to hold on to the track position. Seen that really coming to play with 66 of Pfeffer, who is now trying to gain some track position short run on the 4 tires. He's in the wall. And doesn't matter, he's still trying to set up a pass.
One of the things about iRacing that I guess is interesting to watch, that wall seems to not be as dangerous in iRacing as it is in real life. But if you hit it in the wrong way, it most certainly is. But when you're racing here at Darlington, you're going to get a stripe. That's just what it's about. In real life, too, they get stripes, but not quite as hard as sometimes the iRacing guys are able to get away with. Still, let's talk about top 10. These guys are doing really good. We're talking about them. Let's start up front. We already talked about most of these guys did not start in the top 10. Out of everybody in the top 10, only 4 of them, started there. So more than half of the whole entirety of the top 10 started from outside of the top 10. We got Robert Miller started 18th. He's up to the lead. Clayton Hoffman started 4th. He's in 2nd. We got Delaney running 3rd right now with 4th place. Nicholas Roman doing a great job. Roman, I guess, is what he likes to go by. Derek Heitman there sitting in 5th. Christopher Pfeffer with that strategy got him into a great position for, track position that he was looking for. Johan Seminario started 23rd. He's up to 7th. That's in the top 10 after starting outside the top 20. Nolan Hodson, Adam Benefeld, we saw in the top 10 earlier. And then Joey Preed started back here in 22nd, but he's already back up to the 10th place spot. So from 22nd all the way back up here to 10th, so up 12 since the restart. We got a lot of quick movers, but Dylan Kritz, if you look at that 64 car, he's currently up the highest amount. He started in 43rd. He's sitting 17th, just cracked the top 20. He's got a little bit farther to go. He's making a move on the 65 right now, trying to get to the bottom of Sean O'Brien Jr.
And not bad charges right now when it comes to Kritz. Indeed, we'll have to keep an eye on him if he's able to keep this going at this rate, because it gets harder and harder the higher you go to be able to maximize your speed, because then you're getting up to some of the drivers with Coke level backing when it comes to their team experience and their resumes. The higher up in this running order you make your way through, as O'Brien pounds the wall.
Yeah, I think he's used to it at this point. That wall has well been abused for many years, and I'm thinking it's just accepted its fate. That's just what it is. You know, it's one of the tracks, I mean, either you love it or you absolutely despise it and you wish it was a lake, you know? The way that this place is built is just so unorthodox. It's not like a professional built track. I guess it doesn't seem like it's done by anybody who had an engineering degree. It feels like somebody just went out there, paved up something, and there's bumps everywhere. It's not exactly right when it comes to the I guess it's not a perfect circle. It's just one of those ovals that you do not. If you gave it a random number generator a task to do this, it feels like this is like something it could come up with, a random shape for a racetrack. So it's just, there's a story behind it because there's that pond that they were supposed to change the direction. They also had to make sure they didn't go into a certain road block on the backstretch. So something like trying to make the development work out here. So it's just a weird shape, doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's one of those tracks that you absolutely would love or hate depending on the driving style. But you cannot deny that it does create some of the most difficult racing that you can find on the surface and in the real life world that we have.
Yeah, absolutely, especially with the history of this track. So much has happened here over the years, working all the way through. You have some of the closest finishes in history. You have some of the more dramatic races in history, of course. Come to mind Kurt Busch and Ricky Craven in recent years. The past couple decades is one that still stands out as the test of time for that wild finish to that race. Not expecting the wildness maybe today yet. And some of the drivers from that era in terms of paint scheme, Bobby Anderson, once again throwing back to Terry Labonte, now on screen.
Yeah, that 5 car, I mean, he throws it back every week to Terry Labonte. It's not anything new out of that 5 car. I mean, you don't expect him to do anything different. He loves Terry Labonte. His Discord icon's Terry Labonte. He likes that 5 car. That Kellogg's car is his thing. We saw it a couple weeks ago when they were racing at Homestead. And also last week, he's just going to run a Terry Labonte scheme, and it just so happens this week it lands on a throwback weekend. So that's good for him to be able to have something that he's able to like, but most certainly is not anything new necessarily. We're looking now at DeCiani. He's driving that 2007 Jeff Gordon Pepsi car when he won at Talladega, and everybody threw all the Pepsi beer cans all at the car because they were ticked off at NASCAR for throwing the caution when they did. That race, that was something that I think contributed to the whole green-white checkered beginnings, you know, because if so many fans didn't like seeing these races end under caution, they didn't think that Gordon deserved to win that race. Junior was in second, so of course they did. I would have been in the same shoes. Oh, we got a wreck already. What happened?
Caution flag is out. And try to sort out where the caution came out.
64. Crits, it looks like.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Dylan Crits hearing got turned around off the nose of Dyson. He was already running very low down the straightaway. Let's take a look at that replay you see on screen. Bobbles then goes for a block maybe on Dyson, already slower. Dyson goes lower than him and hits him.
Yeah, that I need to see a different angle. I'll be honest. It could. He hit the wall. He definitely lost momentum. He was running lower on the track than I think he should have. Let's see. So he hits the wall there. He goes low. He's a lane lower. He's protecting the bottom. Then he stays. He tries to go down an extra lane, and that's what turns him. So he's just trying to hang on to position, and he didn't realize that if he might have had to lay off to be able to try and do that. And you know, he said prior to this race, he just wanted to finish the race, keep the car in one piece, and unfortunately, it just seems like it's not going to be the case here today. You'll have to go down and fix that damage. You got a lot of damage there, and there's nothing you can do as the 41 car. Andrew Dyson there, he just tried his best to be able to stay out of them, but once he's there, I mean, what else do you expect him to do? Slam on the brakes? It's just not going to happen. He'll get turned. So they're all down for pit stops now as they come out of the pits. It looks like that 41 actually might have the lead. Did he take it?
He is part of the caution, then takes 2 tires here to take the lead. That might get some people talking. Now we have a similar situation to Pfeffer earlier. Now it's the Dirty South car that looks to test itself up front.
You know, That's a terrible lesson to learn from this. Hey, you want to get to the front and lead a couple laps? All you got to do is turn somebody, and then all of a sudden, bang, here you go, you're up front. But he didn't turn them on purpose, obviously. But it's just a terrible way to look at it. Oh man, but yep, that will definitely make things interesting here as they get the 1 to go signal here at the line.
Lots of wave arounds. This caution flag too, by the way. A lot of people getting their lap back. Billy Brinkley, amongst those William Owens, Ed Ryan, Matt Foster Wheeler, Brandon Hastings amongst those. Second out of the lane, by the way, was Vroom Vroom. Nicholas Vroman. He jumped in front of Delaney on the pit box. Now keep in mind, the 6 machine is amongst the few drivers having to share a pit stall because of the size of this racetrack. There's only 43 stalls, but mind you, there are 44 entries. And at the time, Jedi Taylor was in the pit stall of the race leader at the same time. So Delaney will have to try and battle with dirty air for the first time in a little while.
Same thing with the 15. He just came out of from the lead. Miller, he drops back to 6th.
Yes, indeed. So more drivers having some problems on pit road. And now it's Dyson's time. Up in front. Green flag is out. Back underway. Still plenty of laps to go in this stage. Taking a look right now as we see how these drivers settle in. Miller clears Heitman.
Barely, by just the skin of his teeth, he was able to hang on to it, add just enough speed to get by that 76. But remember, that 15's fast on the top side. He's going to utilize these fresh tires, and I think he's going to try to get as far as he can here. Everybody's going to continue going on, but I don't believe that. Oh, there's a wreck at turn 4. One car slow. Devin Medeiros. He's currently sitting in the middle of the track, slow on the exit of 4. He is most certainly going to have some damage here. I think he may have gotten spun around, but no caution. Just to put that out there, let's take a look at this right here. Yeah, definitely got turned. 70 car that we talked about earlier gets in. Oh my goodness gracious, Devin. Whoo. Man, I mean, everybody that he just got nearly passed by needs to get a new pair of pants after that one. That was sketchy.
That was near disaster. So.
Oh, more.
You're saying?
Yeah, sorry, more contact. The 12 car up here, that Nolan Hodgson just made some contact with Joey Preeb here for the 10th place spot. He got into his door a little bit. Not too much damage. No, not spinning anything around, but just a little bit of contact, something that I saw right there that was a little interesting. I think the 12's trying to get by the 87.
Yeah, this is a good run for one of the Renko power planted cars in this field in front of him. Hodgson, VR hook up, trying to keep the steering smooth to try and get himself back up. Not able to get the run quite yet on the Toyota Camry in front.
He just puts on that VR headset and he's a happy guy, but hard to be happy at a track like this. Darlington, man, it brings out the craziness in people. And I don't know entirely exactly how this goes. I think I might pull up the story later of how they built this, but there's a great story I saw once in a documentary about it I think might be interesting to talk about. But everybody's still running single file here. And what lap are we racing to for the stage? You said 95 laps, so what does that put us at? Like, what, 165? 170?
Yeah. Give or take, it's, remember, to 185 at stage 2.
Oh, 185, thank you. All right, 185. So in that case, that will put us here in a couple laps once we hit the 125. But we're getting down to the nitty gritty of this. Luckily, I don't think anybody's going to be pitting under green here on this particular run. But Dyson, I got to give it to him. He's hanging out. He's doing fine in the front so far. He got involved in that accident just a minute ago, and it gave him the lead unintentionally. So. I mean, the only thing I'd say is if I was Kritz, I don't know if I'd be a happy camper about that. I wouldn't want to be in his seat whatsoever. But that Roman right over the rear bumper, he's making a look down to the bottom here. I think he's going to try and make a move for the lead here, heading into turn 1, I think. It'll be a minute before he has a run. But he's going to try and do it as we have a new fastest lap. Look at that, Jason Taylor. just took the fastest lap award away.
Downside, he's 12 laps down. He's the
Yeah.
last running in the race. Billy Brickley has parked it now, by the way. So he's going to be able to move up to 39 soon. Taylor is. Broman, no run getting alongside yet. Just hanging out on the bumper. Looking for a place to poke. Remember, it was about 20 laps before Pfeffer got very loose on his left side tires. Looks like Vroman just waiting it out.
Waiting for the right time. That might have been it. That 95 is looking. I don't know if he's going to be able to make the move anytime soon. We're on this drone footage right here. Beautiful camera. I love this shot that they have going into turn 3 and 4. Feels like you're driving a drone looking all over this track. It's pretty dang cool looking. Coming out of turn number 4, still not quite enough speed to be able to make a move on this leader quite yet, but he's all over the rear bumper, waiting for Dyson to make a mistake, and he doesn't make them very often. So it's going to be interesting to see if he's able to hang on without making a mistake. It's going to be a minute.
Yeah, just got to wait in the popcorn seat as time progresses here. And there he goes, outside. Already trying to make the poke. Slam.
Oh my goodness gracious, he almost just got turned. That a little lucky there, that 95 was. All right, you're really going to 1. That 95 tries to slide up. 41 gives him some room. That will give us a new leader. Nicholas Vroman just moved up to the lead. And remember, this is a guy who won a race, I think, didn't he win at, where was it? Was it Homestead? I think it was Homestead, wasn't it? When he won, he was able to get a win there, and that because he hadn't raced that much with the series, he wasn't able to, use that for a playoff quite yet. But if he continues running in the series right now, and where he is, I mean, he's going to be a championship contender if he sticks around.
Shout out to Whiplash Sim Cams tonight for the camera angles provided by them to be able to see all the angles and all the racing action. Trouble!
Oh, contact! Oh,
Dyson.
round the 15.
Delaney squished into the wall by Dyson after contact. 4-second spot. Delaney trying to make the move on the 41. The 41 saved it back into the 6.
Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, that 41 is, it was racing. You can't get too mad at it. That 6 car had a run on the 41. He was going to make a move to the bottom going into turn 3. 41, you can see it here, comes off the corner, no wall contact, but that 6 car has a good run. He's going to make a move down to the bottom here, but just clips the 41 slightly, and a little bit of karma goes his way from whenever he got into crits, and the 41 puts the 6 up into the wall. That puts some damage into the 6 car now, and that drops Delaney from being on the pole for this race back to 8th, and he's running with Nolan Hodson and Adam Benefiel back there in between 7th and 9th. So he's got to be able to take care of his car. That's his first, second, and third concern to be able to win this race. You got to be able to take care of the car, and unfortunately just made contact with the worst spot. That opens the door. He was a car to beat for this race, but now he's out there, and I don't know if anybody else made any contact and be able to get involved in that as well. I'm going to look back at it as well to make sure it was just those two. But that's definitely going to put an extra layer of difficulty for those drivers.
Air poke now as Dyson tries to hold on to the top 5. Seminario on the poke. No dice this time around as he's forced to reset. And it's starting to see some fall off here into 29.8 so far. 3/4 of a second of fall off for these drivers in this pack. And hearing some drivers at this point are just trying to save tires. Right now, these battles are showing people just want to keep up with the drivers on 4 tires right now and battle it on out.
That's exactly right. Some of these guys, remember, they took a waiver round, so they're just trying their best to stay out there as long as they can and hope that they get a caution in the right spot. One guy that I'm really concerned about here, getting lapped here very soon, is going to be that 30 car William Owens, but right above them, they got a few other cars that were involved in some accidents. He's got a few laps before he's going to get lapped. He's running a little slower. He's the last car on the tail end of the lead lap here. And again, something about him, he said he's throwing it back to a Jeff Burton number 31 car, Prilosec car. It's the same car that Jeff Burton won a three-peat in. And I just wanted to mention this car because I love the way it looked. And I remember he had something similar, hit a bird at Brickyard a handful of times, I think. Something in that purple car back a handful of years ago. And he just hopes he doesn't get DQ'd again. So, I mean, so far so good. Haven't gotten DQ'd, but he's the last car on the tail on the lead lap right now. Just trying to hang on and hope for caution. Beautiful paint scheme, though.
Nice looking indeed here tonight. Look at the Dirty Mo Posse machine of Benefield. He now looks for the run on Dyson. Seminario has gone on through, so the Conti cars now making some passes with little to no issue. And at this point, Dyson just letting cars go as now that 6 is back on the bumper, the 41.
Delaney is trying to recover, but he hasn't really changed much. But remember, these are the two that had that contact. 6 most certainly, he's probably not going to be happy about it. But I don't know if he's going to do anything in terms of retaliation necessarily. He might. I think he's going to have a cooler head here. He's just going to try and make it pass cleanly. But as we're saying that, remember this. Look at that 15 car right behind him. 15, he's been making that top line work. Again, that is Robert Miller. He just got a pass done on Nolan Hodson. He's back to the back bumper of the 6, and he had to remember, Miller didn't have any contact in that, but he did check up to avoid having contact. He almost rear-ended the back end of the 6, so he had to slam on the brakes to avoid it. 6 gonna make it obvious he's going to the bottom this time. He goes down. He's even with that 41. 41's up against the wall. Slight contact, keeping it clear. 6 does not have a run. That 15 has a run. He's going to try and go by on the top side. He's got help from Hodgson. They're going to blow by that 6 as they enter turn 1. Still even with the 15 of Miller. Miller's going to try and make it work. He's up near that wall. 6 is not giving him any room. They're still side by side. They make it out of the corner, and that's going to put the 6 back another spot, and that 41's able to live another day. As it looks like that 30 car we were talking about, you'll see him on screen on the bottom of the apron. He just came down to pit lane, so he has now lost his, he's now 1 lap down.
Down pit road as a result. Once able to take advantage of the pass with Delaney as well with that maneuver. We know Miller's been able to drive through the field before. Look to try and do it again. Here's the thing, one of his teammates providing a lot of pressure to Vroom Vroom. And that's one of his former colleagues. Go back to the days with Legacy Esports. Or it's in Pfeffer. Pfeffer right now within 3-4 car lengths at the moment.
Pfeffer's going to get there, I think. Roman is a little slower than Pfeffer right now. And that's definitely going to be something to watch. But remember, I always like to put, I think Roman and Pfeffer, I'm going to put them in a similar category. Because, I mean, they both are winners of this in the series, but they don't have as many starts as the majority of these guys out here. Pfeffer is just a little bit less, and Roman only, I think, has like 2 or 3. So these guys are, you know, they're fast, they're good when they show up. So it's about when they show up. If they want to come out here and try to compete week in and week out, that's how you win championships. But then again, you could always, like, you know, if the rules allow, you could always push them to the limits. And these guys are definitely trying their best to do so. For the lead here, that 66, I think, will be there in maybe about 4 or 5 laps before a move might be made. But don't think it's over necessarily for these top 2. Hoffman, currently sitting in 3rd, I think is watching this fight and just saving his stuff, waiting for the right time to pounce like we saw last time. He was right there at the end of the stage. He was within a second of the leader. So anything could happen. Just keep an eye on that 92. I think he might be an interesting character to watch as they come down to the end of the stage.
And Alta's 2-3 after all with that at the moment. So they are right in the good wheelhouse in terms of speed. You have to think the Alta's cars throughout the night. We've already seen with Miller with the stage win after all in that camp. Looking at the temperature readings once again, and right now that temperature is plummeting. It's down to 100 degrees on the track. And it's almost looking almost like it's near nighttime with how much clouds there are. But the caution is out again. We're under yellow. It's a wreck in turn 4. Daniel Best once the car's around. And we're under yellow. Stephen Williams, Dustin Hall in it.
That may be something folks are going to look at. Daniel Best, let's take a look here. They're side by side. That 98 of Williams, he tried to make it work on the bottom, did not work that time. Best is going to get a little tight here, and he's going to hit the wall pretty hard. That's hard contact. But what he does here is he comes right back up and left rears Williams and spins him out. I think that is it happened right in front of the league's owner right there. The 5 cars involved. Dustin Hall, slight nose damage. Not much, but Daniel Best definitely is going to have a nice long look at for this one. Let's look on board with Daniel here. You remember he just got a little tight here on the exit of the corner, trying to make it work. Does not work, and he sees that car coming. He waits. He's aiming right, and just I don't know, man. That's questionable.
I'm not sure why that would be the case on that choice.
Well, it's a little angry. I think I can understand his frustration. When he came into turn 1, they were side by side. He's probably angry with him about that. But I don't know why that was necessary. It looked egregious. That's all I got to say. They're coming down for pit stops right now, though, so that's more damage for the 5 car, and the 5 car had nothing to do with that wreck, so he's not going to be happy about that, that's for sure. This is the second wreck he got involved in where it wasn't his fault.
Christopher Pfeffer won the race off pit road with a near 1 second quicker pit stop. Nicholas Vroman, Clayton Hoffman, Derek Heitman, Johan Seminario, the race off the pit road's top 5. So another change, and for the first time since the choices earlier, Pfeffer is in the lead and leading laps now with the Altus car. And you have to think there's going to be the count on for the inside line with him working with Hoffman.
Yeah, I think that bottom line's going to have they're going to be able to count down. They're in a Discord together. They're going to talk to each other over the radio, and they're going to say 3, 2, 1, go, and they both are going to hammer the gas right at the same time, and that 95 is going to have to slip back, similar to how we saw every other restart. That top line just has not been having great restarts. It just does not seem that they have the speed on the long restart. The outside line, I should say, not any team in particular. It's just that outside line drops back quite a bit. We saw that with Delaney a handful of times. But now we're coming down the backstretch. We're going to get back going, and it's lap 145. The stage ends at lap 185. That means we got 40 laps to go here in the stage when they cross the stripe, and it's anybody's race. Whoever wants to get that stage win, get a top 10 and get some points. I'm excited to see who's fast and who's not. Let's take a look. Here we go.
They've delayed the restart.
Oh.
They want to resort things out in the back. There were several drivers who had not caught up to the field, so they are getting resorted out here as a result of that. So they just want to make sure everybody is in the right order in the back of the field before they actually get going here. So they'll do this again.
Huge checkup in turn 1. Everybody had to slow down for the pace car. You know, I don't know about you, but whenever iRacers, have something weird happen or something unexpected, like, for example, a delay of the green for this particular track, how they were able to slow everything down and just go like 25 miles an hour, it just looks like a Sunday traffic jam. Monday morning traffic jam. And so it's not the most fun thing to do, but it's so unusual to see in iRacing to me. It's just, why are we going 25 miles an hour? I understand why. It's just, it's not a normal sight.
Let's try this again. Pfeffer in control. Still less than 40 to go in stage 2. Green, green, green. Back underway. And Vroman timed it up to keep it side by side. and he's not backing down. Pfeffer trying to clear from the inside. Outside, Vroman trying to force down the run, couldn't keep it there.
What a restart, Pfeffer. Hey, he got the lead there. And I mean, I was surprised that Vroman stuck with him as long as he did. That was phenomenal. Great restart. But no, couple cars in the wall. That's the 92 of Hoffman. Hits the wall hard. He loses a ton of positions and drops out of the points. More contact. The 15, the fastest car we had on the field. He's hard into the wall. 2 more cars around. That's that purple car we've been talking about earlier tonight. And unfortunately, the 87 is involved, and that's Joey Preeb. He's around, hard nose in damage, and that changes the fastest car of the day. 15 car Robert Miller involved in that. Let's see what happened. Oh no. It happened in front of these guys, right around Robert Miller. So that you see Hoffman, he gets up into the wall hard, a lot of contact. I think he may have cleared himself. But that 15 there, trying to get back going. He just stuck his nose in there too much, and the 15 came down and then just collected the 87 there. So both cars have damage. That's done, and that's going to bring out a caution immediately. Oh man, you hate to see it. It's a restart wreck. Let's look a little closer to the front here. We want to look at like Hoffman's car. I think it's going to be with Hoffman as somebody you want to watch. The 92.
Now looking from Benefield.
Oh, he just got loose. He just got loose. Yeah, he got loose and he walled the car right there. I think the 76 of Heitman, and then just slight contact with the 87, and the 15 sends them both around, and that brings out another caution. Oh, you hate to see it.
And puts us under the yellow flag. Derek Heitman, Clayton Hoffman, amongst those coming down pit road. We'll take a break here with this caution period. We're under caution. It's lap 150 here on Maconi Entertainment.
When you want to be the best.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
When you want to be the
Welcome back to Darlington Raceway for more coverage of the full-length Cup Challenge here at Maconi Entertainment. All set to get back underway with Pfeffer, Vroman, Seminario, and Benefield now the top 4. Dyson is back in the top 5. Most of the field stayed out this caution period. Still far, all different comers and goers, but now we see what happens with the 66. He tries to keep things in front after some chaos on the last restart in the heart of the front of the pack. Green flag is out. Back it away.
much better restart by the bottom that time. He was able to clear him a lot faster. But take a look here who's in second now, battling for the spot. Seminario. He started, remember, way back outside the top 20, and he's already now trying to battle for his runner-up spot. So we're going to see some newcomer and goers now. A lot of cars that were involved in those incidents have moved to the back and have some damage. Might need to get some damage repaired. and they're going to be having to come from the back to the front if they do have cars that can still compete at a high level. But everybody gets single filed out. As you can see, they head into one. They're nose to bumper all the way through this field.
Nose to bumper throughout this pack, and now it's going to be a matter of who's going to be the first to build up a run to the inside. New fastest lap, Derek Heitman just recorded that at the back of the field in 31st position after some damage repair. As here comes the first look to the inside, a bit of a peek. Patrick Gitter, by the way, has fixed the front nose. The front nose is healed, and he is back for vengeance on his spots. Hunter Trueau in front of him.
Took him a little while, but those two cautions gave him plenty of time to get that front end fixed, and he most certainly did. They are back going and going good, but another car that is going really well, trying to make a move on the outside of Hodgson. That's Nolan Hodgson as well. They're side by side here. That car is trying to make a move back up towards the front, and it looks like he's going to be able to do it as well. So there goes the 26 of Paul Hill right in front of Hodgson as we got a new fastest lap. Roman, second place, just took the fastest lap award. Everybody's taking the fastest lap award this time. It's the coldest the track has been all day, and when it's cold, that means you got grip, you got speed. 93 degrees, went from 100 and down to 93. But remember, it's not going to stay like this for the entirety of the race, I don't believe. I think that here in about an hour or so, it might start getting a little cloudy, a little mostly cloudy instead of overcast. So we'll see how long that lasts. Again, that's at least what's on the radar. But then that could change quickly. You never really know. But it is colder. The longer the run has gone on, it seems like it's just a lot more speed in these cars because the track's not baking hot anymore. And it's not melting the rubber. You got more grip. You're doing pretty good.
Yeah, right now it's a matter of making sure don't fry those tires like they are bacon. Because if you end up having it where your tires are so hot that you can eat them, that's not a good thing. That metaphor doesn't make sense, but it is Darlington. It's a track that eats tires.
Oh, God. Sorry, I'm over here like, that's an interesting analogy, my man. I love that. I'm thinking about bacon now, and I want to get me a Smithfield bacon piece right now. I'd love that right now. Thank you for that lovely reminder, but nope, you can't cook bacon off these tires. Nope, as much as you want to burn them off. There is another. Let's go back to the racing. I think we got a battle back there with the Jeff Gordon looking paint back there for 20th.
Yeah, right now you're talking. I think about Dustin Hall amongst those we see moving forward. So far involved in a couple incidents today, but has been able to keep the car mostly clean. That's why one of his sheets up plus 11 over the past little bit here.
Yeah, that one car, let's take a look at that. That car, again, I was talking to him before this race started. He's throwing it back again to one of the owners, one of the league admins, Kevin Steele. Oh, gosh, man, these guys hit the wall so much, it makes me think something bad's happening. But that one car, this has been running in the back most of the day, currently sitting in 15th. Not a bad run, not too good, not too bad. Just trying to hang on and keep some good track position. He's staying on the lead lap. And most people's goal right now, considering that we had those cautions, is just to get to the end of the stage. We got I think 25 laps to go here. He's coming up on the back bumper, that 65 with Sean O'Brien Jr. trying to make a move on that Go Daddy-esque throwback you got there with Mark Martin. Again, I love that paint scheme. It was pretty dang cool to see. But I did want to mention about this particular track because it's a great story in a way. The guy who actually founded this place is named Harold Brazington. He was a local racer and a businessman from South Carolina, okay? So he's out here, and he goes out to the 1948 Indianapolis 500. He watches that race, and he's like, whoa, that's pretty dang cool. I want to be able to do that. I want to bring it home to South Carolina. I don't want to have to go to Indianapolis, Indiana to be able to watch this all the time. So what he does is he decides to bring a similar style paved super speedway to the southeast, but it turns out it's built on an old peanut and cotton field that was owned by a guy by the name of Sherman Ramsey back in that time, this whole land that we're currently looking at. And what ended up happening was Bridgington convinced Ramsey to lease them the land with the promise to not disturb a minnow pond that was on the property. And what led to the problem with the asymmetrical shape is turn 1 and 2 is just wide and sweeping, and turns 3 and 4 is a lot tighter. And the reason why it is that way is because they didn't want to disturb the minnow pond. That's the only reason at the time. So that's why it is the way it is now. And it's an interesting story to me that some guy just wanted to go watch open wheel racing in 1948 and decides, you know what, I'm going to build that here in South Carolina. And it ends up being a track that is really, I guess it's a beautiful racetrack, and it's a lot of fun to watch. It looks like Pfeffer got into the wall that time. Roman's going to try and make a move here.
Yes, he's trying to go for the lead. Looking to the inside, not able to poke inside yet. I think that's probably just the preference of different lines right now starting to show. Inside line in 3 compared to the outside group. As we take a look at the 12 machine. Noah Hodgson, yet again, another good race. He's been in the top 10 all night.
Hodgson, he's been silent but deadly. I guess the best way to put it. He's up here running just outside, right out on the cusp of the top 10, right there, 8th, 9th. All day until then. Holy cow, he put the Paul Hill hard into the wall. That loses a lot of momentum. Was not clear, Mr. Hill. He just went straight up into the wall, hard right front of some contact. Let's take a look at that again. He's trying to top sign, trying to get a run. Not quite enough. And that 26 just clears himself up into the wall. Looks like that his damage is going to be minimal. But that 12 car, hey, he said, I'm going to the top, and it just didn't work for him. He's trying to get by Hill, trying to get that top 5 spot. He just can't seem to get it done. He's going to try to bottom into turn 1 this time. We'll see if he's able to get it done.
Tried it? No. Not able to get alongside even with the damage added to that car. Now we just have to wait for the right time yet again to be able to pounce for a move. Still, as we're approaching less than 20, already past less than 20 laps to go in the stage so far in this one. Mind you, the whole top 4 is in a line and trying to run away from all of this.
That's the right thing to do. Get gone, man. Get gone. That's right. You know, you want to get away from everybody. The longer, it's a better shot of you being able to get better points day. But the battle for second just heated up. Look at this. The 56 just got to the bottom of Roman. They're side by side for second right now. They're still beating doors right here, so it looks like the 83's trying to join in on this. Forget trying to ride single file and get away. These guys are going for positions right here, right now. That 56 of Seminario just jumped right on by that 95, and now he's got to chase down Pfeffer.
Now Conti machines are on the move. One of the best races for Team Conti this season. But they've had a lot of struggles over the past few rounds after looking solid to begin the campaign for them as a grouping. There it is, Benefield going for the pass, builds up the run, now goes side by side, Vroom Vroom lets him go.
Oh, man. I cannot tell you how cool it is to see this track in operation. Oh, what is the 12 doing? Holy cow, he's trying to break the draft like it's Talladega. What is he doing? That was funny right there. Goodness, he just did a big weave all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack, right back up. But look right here, second place, Seminario. He's gaining ground so quick. He's going to be there in like 2 laps. He's running a lot quicker. Seminario just ran a 29.6 compared to Pfeffer, who ran a very similar lap time, but they are just so dang close to each other. This time by, it was a 29.7 for Pfeffer and a 29.6 for Seminario. So Seminario is closing in on that 66 car.
He's chip away at that gap, absolutely. Less than 15 to go in the stage. Plenty of time for someone to rip away that stage lead, absolutely. right now, it's the patience level of can they keep it up? Last time by, they were dead even.
Also, Benefiel just got by Vroman, so Adam Benefiel, he was in the back. Remember, we were talking about it. He was sitting in the back waiting for something to happen, and it seemed like he got up to the front, and now he's running third, just like that. Remember, he started this race, that 83 car. He started 6th, but he dropped back to the back 20s for a little while, and then he jumped right back up here to 3rd, so he was able to go through the field once. But the top 2, remember, started 13th and 23rd, so it doesn't really seem to matter where you start as long as it gets you to the front at the end of the race. There's a lot more cars that are battling for a good position here, but that 56 car, I think, is going to get there. Oh, caution. Oh, there we go. Okay.
And we have a spinner. It's Matt DiCiani from 20th spot. The 4 going around after battling with one of the RHM cars at Hoytsma.
Let's take a look at this. Slack contact. He gets a little loose, goes down to the bottom. Trying to make it work. Going into the corner. He cuts it. Oh, hey. He pulled a Ross Chastain just there, I think. What happened with Ross Chastain and Kyle Larson here a couple years ago. That 4 car just went in with too much heat. Not enough room. And he just squeezed that 97 up into the wall. 97 did nothing wrong here. Nothing wrong whatsoever. He tried to hold his line, and that 4 car just overdrove it, and that sends him around. Not the worst of damage for either car, but it does bring out a caution, which does change things for this restart, because now we're going to get a restart with around, 7 to go, 8 to go in the stage, and it is going to be a crazy one as they all come down pit road. Some might stay out, and they do. We have split decisions throughout the field.
Split call. Some people taking the tires now, some taking the stage point where there are going to be too many drivers for someone to come through to take a stage win from 14th spot here. So this flips the script now for these drivers. This could get very wild for the next moments or so as race off the pit road. 2 tires for Dyson yet again, as first on 4 is Pfeffer.
It's surprising to see Dyson take 2, considering how many people stayed out. I mean, look at these names of people who stayed out. We got Seminario stayed out, Benefiel, Hill, Hodgson, Delaney, Murray, Pearson, Sean O'Brien, Dustin Hall, Mark Paget. These guys all stayed out, and they're trying to get better positions. Same thing with Thomas Kolmacheski, Matthew Boston, Wheeler, Tanner, Marty. We talked about Tanner. He got the wave around the free pass a few cautions ago. So he's now up here, and a few other cars. With the amount that have stayed out, 2 tires doesn't really make too much sense here.
Want to go until the restart. These cautions have gone very quick, I will say. As now, drivers who stayed out to go to the full list: Seminario, Benefiel, Hill, Hodgson, Murray, Delaney, Pearson, Brian Jr., Hall, Mark Paget, Kolmacheski, Wheeler, Marty, all stayed out here. And they're going to be trying to hold out on 33 lap old tires. We might see a lot of tire spin here, Kurt.
Not just tire spin. I'm worried about the safety of everybody in the top 10. I don't think that 41's going to waste any time, or anybody on tires for that matter. I don't know if they're going to just start diving in, trying to go as fast as they can. That 66 is in a great spot because he's on the bottom. That 41's on the top. That 66 will have room to make moves. Going back to the green flag. Tire spin's going to be a problem. We're going to have a lot of issues, and it looks like we're going to extend the caution one more time. Just one more lap, so not quite over yet. We have to wait for a couple more cars to get back around, and we're going to get the 1 to go signal this time by.
Well, we have time for the next moment or so. Why don't we talk with someone who's been standing by in the infield care center, Robert Miller. Robert, real quickly, what happened in your situation and how frustrating was it after having good speed again to have something happen again?
Oh, hi. Sorry, I have my headset off. Well, considering I've been wrecked out at every race this year, angry, but some of it was my own causes, some of them were not my own cause. So here I am.
Well,
Overall-
and you had. Oh, go ahead, Justin.
You go ahead. I think you have a better question.
Yeah, dude, no matter what, Robert, you're out here, you got a lot of speed, you showed that you had something for him. Was there anything else you could have done to avoid the incident that ended up taking you out of the race today?
No, that was all somebody else putting their nose in places where they shouldn't be. That's all that was. Like they knew better. And I've had history with him where he just doesn't want to. He doesn't pay attention.
So, is that the end of it right there, or do you have anything for next week for him?
Next week's Bristol, so I plan on being way too far ahead of him to where he even thinks about it.
Okay, well, we're back green, man. So great to talk to you there, Robert.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Robert Miller is not happy as Seminario holds on in front of Hill for the time being off the restart. Now it's the matter of where these drivers on fresher tires go. How about Chaos Land? There's people over the apron trying to make passes.
That's exactly what you expect here. Trying to get some stage points. 56 got it by a lot, but man, that 66 is driving like a bat out of heck, if you know what I mean. Trying to get as many spots as he can. Same with the 71. Contact 71. He's sideways in the corner. He's able to hang on to it. He got into Matthew Boston Wheeler. That was Hunter Truell behind these guys. They hung on to it. Almost went around. But now, again, they have moved up quite a few spots. Now, I believe Pfeffer has now moved up into the top 10. So he is definitely moving forward. Coming up on the back bumper, that one car. Again, that's Christopher Pfeffer catching up to the back bumper of Dustin Hall. They're crossing the stripe this time by, and that's for the 10th place spot. 66 is in 10th. One car is in 9th, just outside the top 10. Everybody else in front of them did not take tires, so they stayed out, and they have made their bed, and they're staying in it on old tires, trying to hang on to it. 66 dives it in. He is gaining ground quickly, but the battle for second also is raging on. Second and fifth, the 6 car and the 12 of Nolan Hodgson are racing hard. We also got a couple more. Adam Benefill and Paul Hill are also racing hard. Looks like Benefill will take that spot away, but still the battle for fifth. Woo, right in front of these guys. Still side by side. That's hard contact there. That sends one car back. That is the 88 of Kulmacheski loses some ground, but the battle still for fifth. The 6 car and the 12 have just not left each other side by side for the last 3 laps.
Yeah, they have something's got to give here. 3 laps to go on the stage. Hudson not giving up. Delaney pushes up, leans on him. Now Pfeffer is boxed in behind this. Oh, they crash!
Oh, contact!
Oh, Pfeffer barely cleared it. 3 wide as Dyson goes on the apron and passed by both of them. Hudson now into the wall again as Delaney still did not clear the 12.
They're still side by side. What is going on? The leader, Seminario and Benefill, they're separated by a long shot, so don't worry about the win here. But right now, these two are door to door trying to just hang on to position. That 6 car is not going to give up too easy, but it looks like he's going to be forced. That 95 pushes the 12 out ahead, and that will end that battle. What a race to hang on to. That 62 just got in the wall behind him. This is just a giant stack up as they come across the stripe. 1 lap to go in the stage. Who is it going to be for the lead here? They got plenty of spots. Everything's up for grabs. They're all over the place.
What a wild end to the stage here. Pfeffer able to drive his way at the very least up a decent bit in the running order. Now to second, in fact. Now he's looking for the lead. He's going for the inside. Seminario tries to stick it out. He holds on in front of Pfeffer for the stage win. Caution, yellow flag is out.
Yep, Pfeffer got it. Not Pfeffer, sorry. Seminario got it. He got it by a nose. So when they cross the stripe, I think they count it not when the caution comes out, but when they cross the stripe, that's Seminario. That 56, he held on just barely. He's going to end up winning stage 2. So, wow. That was awesome. We had a photo finish. I wasn't expecting that today. That's pretty cool. Love to see it.
So Seminario over Pfeffer, Benefield, Dyson, Murray, Hill, Vroman, Druel, Hoffman, Hodgson, the top 10. Let's take a look at this. Pfeffer drove his way through the field in less than 10 laps. Normally you don't see that every day. It was close for the stage points.
Man, look at that right here. Let's take a look slow-mo. Coming to the line. Not quite enough. He's at his door, but that ain't enough. So that 56 is going to end up having it. If that was another like 6 feet, like 100 feet down, maybe it'd be a lot closer. But man, that 66, he's going to be able to have the lead going into pit road. I was surprised that they let him have the lead here going onto pit road, because he technically did not lead the stage at the end. So I'm not sure exactly how they're going to go about that. But that 66 is slowing up the whole field there as they come down for pit stops.
Did have 2 cars stayed out. Kyle Amon and Victor Fluger have both stayed out here. We'll touch upon that in a moment or so. But now we'll see how these drivers all go with the tire sets being used quickly. Will there be 2 tires? Yes. Vroom Vroom takes 2. Nicholas Vroman. And that might actually work for a while. On just 10 lap old left sides to come out first on pit road. So,
well, the race is just getting started, man. We're going to start it up now.
Yeah, we're racing now with under 105 to go. When we come back to the stripe, under yellow, here on Maconi Entertainment. Stage 3 up next.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need: Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Welcome back, everyone, to the place they call Too Tough to Tame. As we get ready for the restart, 104 to go when we get going, and we had 1 car stay out. Kyle Amon has stayed out on the racetrack. This time he's been up front for most of the day, throwing back to Chris Amon, 1987 Modified. And now, get your bubble wrap out. This is the first time he's led laps really all season. He's going to try and hold out here on what are essentially 12, 13 lap older tires. Green flag is out, back underway, a bit of tire spin. He bobbled a bit off the launch.
That 95's got him on the outside here, so that 17's either got to drive it in or accept his fate. 17 still leaning on him, not quite clear yet, going to the corner. 95 does not get the run. Still side by side for the lead. He's not going to be there for long. There's no way he's going to be able to hang on with this old tire. Oh my goodness, he's door banging on him. He's trying to get by and trying to stay with him, but it's not going to work. That 66 pushes him out ahead, and now he's going to be losing a couple spots here and there.
Just like that, that strategy did not work out quickly. But the Toyota Camrys 1-2 Vroman over Pfeffer now. Then the Conti cars. Then you now throw in the mix Alex Murray, who's looking for the pass. Up front for the race lead. Things get interesting as you see the side-by-side. Now with 17 getting into the wall.
That 17 is going to be dropping back like a rock. I don't anticipate him staying in the top 10 for long, especially with how he stayed out. Everybody else has fresh tires. I don't see what he is going for here. Maybe a quick caution or something like that, but it just doesn't seem like that's going to make too much sense here. It's not. I don't see a long-term gain here, but Everybody else is single file throughout the whole field from what I could see. And it's only going to be when that 17, when the drivers get to the back of that 17 is whenever we're going to start seeing some side-by-side battles.
Yes. Mario right now holds on to the third spot on screen, by the way, already nearly to the bumper of Pfeffer. Just trying to back things up after showing speed at the end of the last stage. He's got his teammate Benefield, who's giving him a lot of breaks right now in the line.
Oh, yeah. These guys, I don't anticipate anybody going too hard right now. It's the end of the race. You got 100 laps to go when you cross the stripe. It's going to be 99 to go, and these guys, they got to make it last, and they also got to do a green flag pit stop if there's no caution. Which is hard to say because we've had a caution before every single chance that we've had a pit stop done, so I don't anticipate that being an issue here where we'll have to do green flag pit stops if the caution trend continues. If it doesn't, then it's going to be exciting because pit stops here at Darlington are very difficult. You have to slow it down so much that it's one of the most difficult places to pit because it gets the car upset, it's loose, you can't slow down enough, and to be able to be quick and do pit stops here is a massive pro to any driver's resume. If you're able to do Darlington pit stops in a fast manner, it's not going to be an issue. You just got this down pat. That 17 car, like we've been talking about, take a look at where he is right now. He's currently in 7th. He started in the front, but he's just dropped back to 7th, and now he seems to have found a spot right there. But Hunter Truell is trying to battle with the car behind him. That's the 41 we talked about earlier, got involved in that incident, led a few laps immediately following. Stuck right behind him. Can't quite get by.
Just sticking it out. Give her a shout out right now. How long he stays up there is really up to the tires as Truell tries to find a way around Dyson next. Not able to find his way to poke around yet. Slips and slides up as Dyson gets the run as Hudson now gets the instead. Oh, the contact. Bumping and baiting.
Oh,
Truell.
yeah.
Truell getting tight. Nearly pushed the 12 into the wall again.
92 decides to give the 12 a break, give him a shot going to the corner. He got a little bit more of a run there, but that 92, I thought for a second he was looking to the top 3 wide. 12's crowding that 71 as much as he can, it looks like. That's going to put Truell back another spot here. Man, that's a cool-looking 71 car, though. I can't get over the fact that how he was able to make up that Maconi side panel there. That thing just looks pretty dang cool. I like it. Slight contact with the 92, trying to hang on to it. Hard racing. That's what it is here at Darlington.
Back to the 88, Komacheski. Said earlier on, I like wall. No context was given for the 88 in the InSim chat. But so far, he's been holding his own all night long, just continuing to maintain top 15 speed in the TWRS spec machine.
You know, I just went and looked at the chat, and I was like, I like Walt. Either he's a big fan of Pink Floyd or just enjoys racing at Darlington, because no matter what, you're gonna hit the wall here. It's just a part of it. That 88, though, is doing a lot better than he was earlier in the race. He's now currently top 15, sitting 13th. He started 24th. Great charge to the front. Another car I want to mention, we still want to keep an eye on this guy. Remember, we're talking about the 17 cars, Kyle Ammon, or Ammon, I'm not sure. I think it's Ammon, but I've been wrong before. Anyway, he started 40th, and he was able to go from 40th all the way up to 7th due to this strategy. And it seems to be working out a little bit for him right now. He's still battling hard with the 41 as the 41 makes a move down to the bottom. This is now whenever he's going to start getting some moves on him. Looks like that 41. Oh, 12 car, a little bit of net code sends a 17 up into the wall. He's going to make contact again. Hard contact. Oh my gosh, that car is dying and dying fast.
Well, he held on for as long as he could. Now he's pancaked the entire right side of the race car. Now he's in the wall again. Absolutely decimated the right side of that machine as everybody scrambles to get by him. And that's the fear when you haven't had the chance up front for some time. You have to be pixel perfect, and the pressure ends up getting to him there.
I think it was just a little neck code too. I mean, it wasn't much. The 12 car came in on the bottom, and then just some slight neck code between him and the 12 is what put him in the wall that hard and messed up his round. So I mean, it wasn't anybody's fault. It's racing, but he's still holding up a couple cars here. He's side by side with Chad Sanner right now, heading into one, and he's got a chain of cars right behind him who are trying to get by him. So that 17 most certainly is not done with his trip backwards. But everybody in the top looks like a car I do want to mention, Ed Ryan. We saw him earlier when he stayed out the last green flag run. He's running in that 51 car. He started 31st. He's running 16th, just outside the top 15. I think he has a chance to be able to get top 15 today. And he said, Ed Ryan is just one of those guys that I really appreciate. He has no throwback this week. He just wants to finish and stay on the lead lap. And that 51 is doing just that. He's staying on the lead lap. He's running in the top 20, 16th right now, about to take a top 15 if he's able to get around that 17 car that we were talking about. They have gotten around him. So, but that 51 car is doing a great job out there today. And compared to his last handful of races, he's got involved in some accidents, had some issues, not finishing on the lead lap. But today seems to be a recovery day for that 51 team.
Yeah, not bad from Ed Ryan. 16 from earlier on in the race. Here's a look at Hastings. Remember, he was actually black flagged at one point due to technical issues with that connection. Hard contact to the wall, trouble. That's Ed Ryan that slipped into the wall. And there goes Ryan's luck, just like that on the front straightaway.
That's so unfortunate. We were just talking about it. He was coming out of the corner. Everything looked fine. He got loose and just slight contact to the inside wall. Let's take a look at it again. It sucks that it happened when it did. I hate to say that. It just seems like everybody I'm talking about has a problem right after it, so I'm going to stop talking about drivers. Seems like can't really do that. It's part of the job. But 51, he just got loose, came down, hit the wall. That's going to have some damage to the left side. He's on the apron right now. He's getting passed by Zodiac. And it looks like that, how do I say this? He got back out on the racetrack. He's still running just now outside the top 25. So, tough break, 51.
Tough break, absolutely destroyed the race car. So take a look at some of the other cars now in the line. Quietly, Pearson up to 12. One of the dirty South drivers. We haven't talked about him much all season. Has been maintaining speed in his all-red machine tonight.
That 62 car is somebody I got to race with it a little bit during the preseason. I ran with these guys for the preseason, I guess, sign-ups or recruitment races. And I had a great time getting to meet all these guys and seeing their driving habits. Well, I ended up getting in an incident with that 62 car. So, man, they got a hard battle behind them, but a couple cars getting into each other. Oh, my gosh, not clear, Hutchinson. He puts the 71 up into the wall, a little bit of contact there. That wasn't quite the nicest of moves. I guess that 71 is not going to be happy about that. That is for sure. Sean O'Brien Jr., though, to the bottom of Truel now, trying to make the bottom work. Looks like he's got a little bit of a run, but 71 will be able to carry any speed. He had to lift to get off of it, and it will not work out for him. But, yeah, that 62 that we were talking about a moment ago, Pearson, we got involved in an accident during one of the recruitment races. And that guy is so kind. He actually apologized afterwards. It was a good run. And the guy is, he's a good, kind person. You don't really see him get angry very often. So I'm happy to see him running well in the top 15 today.
Hill, meanwhile, try and make some pokes. Here we got to the inside of the 7. Paul Hill's another one of the drivers that's done well today with what he's been able to do. He's got a bit of a different look we've seen with Dr. Pepper, but I'm interested about the King part of the Dead Slayer look. He's graffitied over the Dead Slayer logos on the front and back of his car with the word King and with the King graphic tonight.
Not entirely sure. That is an interesting concept. The only thing that comes to mind, I mean, there's only one reference to a king in NASCAR, and it's Richard Petty, but there's not, I don't know what other reference he could be talking about. That's the only thing that comes to mind. It's a Kingslayer reference, it sounds like. So if you watch Kingslayer, then you might be able to know a little bit about that. I don't know what that is necessarily. So unfortunately, I'm one of the few that are left out. But good for him. Glad he has something he enjoys to do. That's the best I can say about this. 26 though, running pretty good, just outside top 5. He's got a little bit to go before he's able to get to the top 5, but if he gets by Murray, he'll be there.
Yes, indeed. Gitter, he's lost ground again as this run's gone on. His speed seems to be there. It's the problem getting the track position. Oh, never mind. He just hit the back end of Hastings and buzzed the tires.
There you go. Accidents happen right when we start. It seems like we want to avoid putting a camera on anybody. Just look at the tree for the next 10 minutes and maybe nobody will have any issues. My goodness. It's unfortunate. I feel like we're operating that ray gun that existed in let's see, it was Cars 2. Whenever they aimed the camera at somebody, it just seemed like something blew up right after. So a little dangerous. A little bit contact there. That 71, hold on, is that Truel? What happened to him? That 71, he dropped back quite a bit, didn't he?
He just scraped the wall, actually. Hastings hold on to it. And that car is like a snapping turtle in terms of grip as Gitter hits the wall.
There's a lot of people hitting the wall. It just seems like everybody wants to hit the wall. Oh my goodness, Chris, what are you doing? You doing a wall ride like Chastain here? Making it work for him, I guess. Can't complain much once you get the spot. Oh, goodness. That 21 and Patrick Gitter makes it work. He's not having the greatest of days. You know, we normally see Patrick Gitter running in the top 5. Oh, contact. That 81 got loose down to the bottom of the track. That 81's having a hard time in that car. He had to let off a lot, and another car's trying to get by. Oh, my gosh. These guys are just driving really crazy right now, trying to get by that 81 of Hastings. 02 of Paget.
Hastings just absolutely clamped onto the wall after letting by. The 0-2 was about to say there. At this point, Hastings is going to be very lucky not to damage the race car. That might be a caution waiting to happen with how things are looking back here as this run progresses. Mind you, we're already 30 laps into the tires as this run has gone on. Some of these drivers are already seeing fall off of a second and a half in the back.
Oh, yeah. We're going to see some lappers come up here anytime soon, very soon. Unless, of course, we have a caution or something happen. We got cars hitting the wall every other lap. It seems like Delaney just scrubbed into it. A few more cars just hitting the wall in turn 1 and 2. Every car. I don't think I've seen a single car who has not hit the wall yet. I mean, somebody is... that's what it's about here at Darlington. Everybody just seems to... can't get it just right here. It's unfortunate, but it makes it entertaining for us, so that's the best part about it. These leaders are all single file, though. Nobody's really trying to chase anyone down. I think they're all comfortable with how their current gaps. Leader Roman, though, he's kind of scooted away to about 4/10 over the rest of the field, half a second. Not too much, but enough to where he can feel a little bit of a comfort zone. Everybody else... oh man, they got a long way to go. They got to push hard to be able to get up front, and nobody wants to do that to their tires just yet.
Nobody wants to do it at all at Darlington. Trust me.
Push their tires?
Yeah, destroy their tires. Yeah.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, good point.
I mean, I've seen it, and I've actually done it myself. Where at Darlington, I just drive hard, pull away by about 10 seconds in 30 laps. Bye-bye race car. After lap 30, it's like a lead balloon is attached to the tires. Paget looking for 17th. Nearly gets a kiss to the side of the 71.
Yeah, these two have been battling for a while now. That 02 and the 71. Remember that 81 actually was the one that I was thinking about there. But 02 is trying to move their way forward. But what I was saying earlier about Patrick Gitter, he's also right ahead of these guys. He was running in the top 5 most every race this year, but this week he just doesn't seem to have the speed to compete at a high level. He's running top 15, not terrible, but enough to where it's like concerning. Like, what's going on with that car? As the 56 actually had a moment there where he may have blinked out for a few seconds. So keep an eye on Seminario. He might have some internet being involved right now with him. Again, remember about him, he's from Florida, so I mean, not something you'd expect to see out of someone in that area, but still doing just fine. Everybody is evened out the front more often. It looks like we had somebody slide in turn 1 and 2 a second as they all go into the wall.
We stay green for now after that little smoke puff kicked up. All this as well, we see these two battle it out on the racetrack. Hoffman looking to find a way back in the top 5.
Yeah, that smoke puff, I just figured out what it was. That 17 car and the 70 car that we were talking about. Stoney Binfield got into the back of the 17, and the 17 is Kyle Ammon. He barely saved that race car. I mean, that would have been a caution if it wasn't for some great driving out of Kyle. I know he's struggling right now, but he's now sitting like right near the tail end of the lead lap, but he held on to the car and did not bring out a caution as we're looking now at the 92 of Hoffman trying to battle with Murray side by side through turns 3 and 4 or 1 and 2? Yeah, it's 3 and 4. Heading down the front stretch now, it looks like that Murray will prevail.
Yes, indeed. Murray for now holding on into the top 5. The way things are continuing out in this run. 68 laps to go in this race. So it becomes the question now, when do you pit? When would you pit in this one?
Oh man, I mean, that's a big question. It depends on if there's going to be caution. The way they're driving, I think there's going to be a caution. That's just from my thoughts. The way it's, they're trying to hang on to the car, but everybody hits the wall, and if you hit the wall at the wrong spot, the wrong time, somebody gets clipped and the day's done. So be careful. Oh my gosh, Hoffman side drafting hard with Murray. Trying to make it work on the bottom this time. It looks like he's going to get that pass done. Barely. Yep, just barely he was able to get it done. So that moves Hoffman up a spot, as that will move him up to, what is that? That is 5th place. So just now moved into the top 5 for that 92.
Yeah, not bad. So, all of them getting back in position. Going to get wild the rest of the way. What they're able to do is going to be the big thing. Dyson trying to go for a run on hill, lifts back and decides not to push the issue because they're now reaching traffic. Delaney has made a move on the 7.
Delaney also is trying to get by Paul. Oh, what happened? Let's see.
Hill in the wall. Hodgson drives by. Dyson looks to drive by as well.
Not the best of moves, unfortunately. It looks like that's going to end up causing some issues. I do want to bring up the current weather as well. I want to make sure that we look at the track temp. Something's going on to where I think, it's getting hotter again. These cars look a little more slick. It went from 93 up to 97, so they gained a few temperature degrees here. That's going to make the cars a little looser, a little harder to control. Seems like that's what's happening here. We had the sun come out for a short period of time. I think that's what warmed it up a little bit.
Yeah, getting very greasy, and Paul Hill keeps bouncing his car hard off the walls. I'm surprised he hasn't added more damage to that car. So look at Hodgson working his way to the back end of Murray. Looking to try and find a way to poke underneath with 62 to go at the stripe.
I don't know when they're going to be coming down for pit stops, but if they do, we have Kyle Ammon just came down, so that he's going to be taking some fuel and tires. Remember, he was the last car on the lead lap, so he's pitting now, but he's been on there for a while now, so 14-second pit stop, 4 tires, gas. He's good to go to the end of the race. But he's the first one I've seen come down to actually get tires, as Truell does the same. Here comes Truell. I think people are pitting, and they're pitting now. So Truell's down. And now Sanders coming in. These are the back of the 20s, so these guys are trying something different. They got to. I mean, they're in the back of the field. What else do you have to gain? You have nothing to lose here. You're back 20, so do what you got to do. And Truel, after having some damage and involved in hitting a wall a couple times, I mean, it's the right choice. And these guys are just got to try and do something different from the leaders. And they're going to be faster for the first handful of laps. But that 92, we just saw him hit the wall a whole ton. Again, that was Clayton Hoffman, currently being pressured for that 5th place spot by Delaney in the 6 car.
Delaney's the one still trying to drive ahead real quickly. Just trying to wait in the popcorn seat at the moment. Be able to find a way around at the time being. They are now reaching the lap traffic to be able to bottle things up here in Ed Ryan. Ryan into the wall. Hearing Ralph Hutchinson is calling a pit stop. Pit stops coming this time by with less than 60 laps to go for your leaders.
Paul Hill's also joining him. Both cars are on pit lane. They're going to be down here in just a second. So now both of these guys are on pit road. They're going to be they're pulling a strategy move here. They know they don't got enough speed to win the race on their own, so right now they got to be able to pit, and they got to see if they're able to beat them on hoping that there's no caution. That's what this is all about. We want to avoid the caution for these guys. But remember, we got a lot of lap cars. It's going to be a while. We haven't had this long of a green flag run, so some cars don't know exactly how they're going to run. There's a lot on the line here, and a lot of cars are just all over the place trying to make things work. We got more cars on the pit lane. That's Delaney in there. You got O'Brien now. This is the money stop. You got to come down, get tires, do it quick, and you don't get 2, get 4. You don't have enough time to make 2 work here.
Efforts just come down as well this time around. So a lot of people going no more than 49, 50 laps, it looks like, on their stints. See if anyone ducks down from this respective battle we're seeing on screen. And that's going to be the big thing. This pit entry is very difficult. You have to be able to get underneath the yellow line to avoid an unsafe pit entry penalty. It looks like Hudson coming in this time by. He's going for the arcing style pit stop instead of the low dive. He comes in, no issue.
Just get in, get tires, get out. Do it quick. You got Hoffman in, you got Pfeffer in. These guys are still coming out. It's coming to the end of this race, and those people that pitted a little early, I think, are some to look at, like that 17 car. But remember, 17 also has an extra set because he didn't pit the last restart, so he has an extra set of tires in the pit stalls. So that might benefit him a little later in the event that something does happen. So he might be able to come down and get some extra sets, be a little quicker than everybody else. But Hodgson, he's going to get 4 tires. He just dropped the right sides, picking up the left and out. And so he's going to be getting left sides. He's going to pull right back out. And remember, he's running top 10 all day. So that's why we're going to look at him, because I think he's going to be a great tall tale sign to see where some drivers may stack up when they come back out. That 12 car, again, he's a beautiful looking race car. I love that car. It turns out that if we go and look at it here, I believe Nolan Hodgson, he's going with something that just looked old school. It's not based on anything specific. He just wanted to keep the toe link intact and get a top 5 today. So he's on pace to get top 10, but maybe a top 5 as well.
Now, there is that strong possibility. Roman continues on the run. Seminario is coming in this time by. So Vroom Vroom electing to keep it on the racetrack. The next nearest car is Andrew Dyson, who's already signaled on the radio something as well.
Yep, we're coming to the end of this thing, and everybody's coming down to get tires. There's some that are staying out, but remember, they're doing this for a good reason. Most of these people that are staying out, they're just banking on a caution. They need one. They need one. Absolutely need one. Everybody else is hoping for clean and green. Clean and green. That's what we want. However, this strategy is making this race really interesting here at the end. Roman's still hanging on to the lead, but he's made his bed. He cannot get out of it. He can't pit now and expect to be in the lead. he's going to end up losing some time. So he has decided that staying out is going to be the choice for him, or not. What is he doing? Decides to come down pit lane. He's not going to have the lead, but he'll have a couple lap fresher tires than those that he was racing. So maybe he'll chase him down at the end of the race.
Let's see if that's going to end up working out for him. Now makes his way down pit road. Andrew Dyson now cycles to the race lead for the time being. Reed, Pearson, Heitman are the next drivers on track. No indication of hand out the window now. Yes, there is, in fact. 41 comes in. Interesting enough, no issues on entry, no speeding yet. No crashes amongst those pitting.
So only 2 cars, or 3 cars maybe? Let's see. How many cars are still out here on that? I think Pfeffer will take the lead once this thing cycles back around. He's battling with Delaney, I think, for that spot. He's got a little ways away before he can get there. Maybe about 3 seconds, 2 seconds, something like that between the top 2. But we have 7 car coming in now. Derek Heitman's coming in. So is Pearson. Paget is also coming in. Gitter. Everybody else is coming in this lap. Everybody. Even DeCiani. I think DeCiani actually ran out of gas. So, I don't know. Very close. But, yep, that is going to do it for the cycle. Pfeffer is going to round out to be your leader here. Delaney will be sitting in second. Hoffman will be in third. And followed by Johan Seminario. And they are separated by a few seconds each. So, it's going to be a race to the finish here. And remember, we saw Pfeffer. He pitted as well, but sorry, which one was it? It wasn't really Pfeffer, it was Vroman. Vroman pitted later than everybody else, and he lost a handful of spots. He was probably going to cycle out to 5th. He's got to go from 5th to the lead to be able to win this thing, but he'll have a few lap fresher tires, so it could be done.
Possibility. Now it's going to be interesting to see where the pace settles on in. These drivers riding 29 fours at the moment. They ran as quick as 29 flats when pushing hard earlier on in the race. Just now going to have a lot of traffic to deal with the rest of the way as well. Traffic management is going to be so crucial in the rest of this race, you'd have to think.
I'm just happy to see that they have decided the right way to be able to pass. Lap cars have figured out the right way to be able to let these guys by. If you're a lap car, most of the time you stay a lap car. You're just not having the best of days. You figure out how these guys like to pass you, and then you're able to replicate it, and instead of doing something that might cause some issues. But again, anything can happen. Anything at all could happen. But with the leaders, what we have right now, it looks like Pfeffer, Christopher Pfeffer is who we're speaking about, is now pulling away from the rest of the field here. I think he's going to cross the stripe. Let's take a look at lap times. So this time by, he had a 29.456, and Delaney had a 29.643. That is 0.2 faster than second place. He's pulling away.
Yes. So now, you have to remember you'll burn up your stuff if you try and run away. It's a tough thing, again, at the moment. Track temperature, by the way, I was curious on that. Reed has dropped again. We are now in sim time past 5 p.m. already, almost 5:30 in fact. So the sun eventually might set. If this was any longer of a run, we might see the lights turn on, but it's looking like we might stay as a day race with the way things are looking here.
Yeah, I will mention that here in about 15 minutes, we won't finish the race in 15 minutes, but here in about 15 minutes, it states that the conditions are going to go from overcast to mostly cloudy, so it's going to get a little more sunny out here any minute now, and it's going to increase the temperature just a little bit, so don't think it's going to be staying the same condition or getting colder for the rest of the run. I think that we're going to start seeing some of that cloud cover go away here for the end of this race, so it might not be as dark as it is right now, but it most certainly could change as it goes. Let's take a look real quick and try to find out exactly who might be running quick times right now. A lot of cars are out there trying to run pretty quick. It looks like that the leaders are almost identical lap times. Correction, let me try that again. It looks like that Pfeffer here is running 29.6s. 29.6s for Delaney. 29.4s for Hoffman. Hoffman's running 2/10 faster than the leaders right now, so he is gaining ground. We also have 29.2 by Vroman. Vroman is on fire. He is going fast. He went from 5th. He got up past Seminario up to 4th, and now that 95. Staying out looks to be a smart decision. He's going to be burning them down, trying to catch back up to the leaders.
Yeah, 6-lap difference on the tires will do that for you. This type of a race. Now, it's going to be the question of how he handles these passes. That's going to be the critical thing. The rest of this run is making clean, efficient passes, doing so quickly without costing himself too much time here on the racetrack. Coming up 40 laps to go in this one. Vroom Vroom is 2.3 seconds back. Rolf Hutchinson, who started the pit window, still back in 9th position.
Yeah, that looks like it didn't really work out in his favor. Right now he's hoping for something, maybe a caution to come out to be able to help him out. But it's something that could happen, of course, but you never know what will happen. That last time, Vroman gained 5/10 on Pfeffer. 5/10 faster, meaning that if he's able to continue to do that, multiple times in a row, we're going to see him probably around the leaders here in about 5 to 8 laps, I'd say, something like that. So don't think that Vroman here is going to be going away too easily. The leader just ran a 29.499 and Vroman just ran a 29.4. So that half a second just changed to half a tenth. That's half of a hundredth. So it's not much. But that's mostly because he got up to the back bumper of the 92, and he's going to have a little bit of a run here. He's trying his best to make it work. It's an overcut.
That's part of the game. You hope to gain it back on the back end, and then by the time you get to the equalization point, you end up having that advantage back. That's going to be the kicker. Looking to set things up on Hoffman right now, getting bottled up behind him. Not able to make any passes quite yet. Might have to move up to the high line to do that, but the thing is, Hoffman's running middle in the apexes.
That's going to make it hard to make a pass here. Vroman's really got to send it in here if he wants to be able to get by him, and he's got to do it quick. 37 laps may seem like a lot, but I don't think it really is, especially with how good of a tire advantage he has right now. He's got to get by. That 56 of Seminario's helping him, gave him a shot, went into the corner, and take a look at that, Seminario. He's deciding to hop in and play along. He's also pretty quick, that 56 car. I think that we're going to see that 56 and Vroman battle it out here if they're able to catch the back bumper of Pfeffer. It's going to be those two, if they're able to keep speed. But that 56 just showed that after they were battling hard, he was able to catch up to the back bumper and assist. We have a new fastest lap out there, Hoytsma. Just ran a 28.9, but then again, remember, he's, I believe, a few laps down. Yes, he is 2 laps down right now in that 97 car.
He came down a couple times down pit road with some issues. He just got new fresh tires in the past moments or so on his car. Now the battle is on for second position. Delaney slides up the track. Now looks to cut alongside. Delaney hugging the middle of the racetrack again. Vroman looking for the poke inside. They have center to use as a pick potentially up the road.
I mean, I'm not sure exactly how Chad's going to be able to get out of the way here. He's going to stay up on the top side. They're all going to be in the draft. Here they come out of turn 2. Will Vroman make the move? He does. He's down to the bottom. He's even with them as they head into turn 3. Still making that bottom work. Sander gets into the wall. That's going to slow up to 6, and that 95 is now on a one-way ticket to try and catch the back bumper of Chris Pfeffer. I talked to him before the race, and that 66 car, it turns out that he is an interesting character. He's running a year-old setup, like he said. He is either going to work or he's going to get his butt whooped. Turns out it's working pretty good for him for a year-old set that he didn't do any adjustments to. But one thing he did mention as well is that he likes to go by Chris. So not just Christopher, he likes to go by Chris Pfeffer.
Yes. Always the big thing with him. Yes. As he is looking, hold on by a second and a half. That lead's going to grow for a little bit because the 17 of Hammond having some issues. That checked him up. Vroman now gets on by the top line, becomes the conga line for drivers on the lead lap.
Doesn't look like that's staying out really worked too well for that 17. It's unfortunate, but hey, he's still running outside, just right on the cusp of the top 25. So, he just needs to have a better day. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out for him. We're looking right now, though, that battle for third starting to heat up. Here comes Seminari to the bottom, and he just lets him go. 6 car is able to get right in behind him, and that 56 gets by. As it looks like that right now, they have about, it looks like, 1.5 seconds from Froman to Pfeffer. Both drivers have already won this year. And, Seminario is the only one out of this grouping who has not won yet this year. So it looks like that we might have it's looking, as of right now, that someone will be a 2-time winner if we don't see anything out of Seminario. We might have a 2-time winner for the first time this year.
There is a chance right now. Under 30 laps to go with a gap down to 1.3 seconds. 10th to 2 a lap, that's to close up at the rate. That would be in that case. It'd be a battle for the lead with under 20 laps to go if this keeps going. Under 15, in fact. That's if the traffic plays nice. That's the thing for Vroom Vroom. It has to go perfect on the margin for this overcut strategy to work before these tires equalize out.
I never even thought that they would do that necessarily. They're battling pretty hard, and they're trying to run as hard as they can here. That 95's just gotta keep doing what he's doing. That 29 of Tanner Marty, he's gonna be able to let him go pretty good. That didn't affect him much. So coming to the line, that time by, he ran a 29.7. The leader ran a 29.9. That's 2/10. That means that if they continue at 2/10 lap, he will be there in about 5 laps. So I don't know if he's going to be able to get there quite necessarily yet. It's going to be a minute, but 5 to 10 laps, I think he's going to be there, and it's going to be a good battle for a win.
Just have to be patient. That's the key right now with how things are looking at the moment. Mind you, by the way, Benefield's also a top 10 car. Sean O'Brien yet again has migrated to the top 10 and at an end of another race. Some of the names that are up there as well as we take a look at Benefield. Right now he's trying to reel in Hodgson for 6th position.
He's got a little ways to go to be able to catch him, but that 12 car Hodgson just does not have a lot of long run speed, but he's been doing really well, sitting right outside the top 5, 6th place right now. I mean, great year for Hodgson. He won at Atlanta, and he's just hanging on, having great finishes every week. Maybe had an incident maybe once or twice with some folks, but after that, I mean, other than that, he's been doing really well, and I'm just excited to see what that 12 car can do once we go closer to that postseason. That 83, though, is all over the rear bumper. That's Beneful trying to make a move on him. I don't know if he's going to be able to make that work.
Not going to get yet alongside yet. Just all over his rear bumper, looking for a chance to cross him up. There it is, to be able to make the move to the inside, down the Boeing backstretch. And into the spot goes Benefield into the 6th position.
The lead has now closed to half a second. The top 2 are only separated by 5/10. That's half a second. and it is coming down to it. They got a one-lap car right ahead of them, and that's Brandon Hastings in the 81 car. They're going to have to catch here. But that 95, he's going to be there. And it's going to happen well before the at least 5 to go here. I don't anticipate them taking too much longer, as it looks like even behind them, the next third place guy has really fell off. That's Johan Seminario, back 2.5 seconds now. But the leaders have now shortened that down to 0.4 of a second. So from half a second to 4. So we're coming down to it. And he's going to be there very soon.
High line Pfeffer, low line Vrooman. 21 laps to go here at Darlington. Hastings, the next car up in terms of lap traffic. Hastings running 21st position. As corner exit, Hastings gets out of the way. No issue for the race leaders with that move. As Vroom eats into the gap down to 0.4 now.
Man, this is the type of racing we all love to see, isn't it? When they got two guys, different strategies, coming down to the end of this thing, got 20 to go, and he's just coming right up on the back bumper here, and he's going to get there. And it's going to make this really interesting, because you never know what's going to happen. We've seen some crazy finishes here at Darlington. It's really fun to drive, and watching it like this is a lot better than watching the guys run off with a 10-second lead. So it's a lot better than what you'll see on Sunday. That's for dang sure. I'm a big fan of whatever we're watching right now. This is good. We got 19 to go, and he's there. I mean, he can sniff him. He's right there. He's going to be able to make a move any lap now. Guarantee it. No mistakes.
Can't have any issues. Now, it's down to 0.2. It's getting lower and lower for Pfeffer in the line. That's going to feed more and more dirty air to the front nose of the 95. That'll hold him back a little bit.
Oh, he is going to be there, and it's going to be awesome. I'm excited. How is he going to do it? How is he going to try and make this work? Is he going to use the chrome horn? Is he going to try and get a run on him through a corner, diving in high like we saw earlier in the race with the 15 car? We talked about Robert Miller, who's now out of the race, but he made a high line pass line work really well earlier in this thing. Oh, 66 loose. He's really loose. He had to hang on to that car. That 95 is all over the rear bumper now. He did not get a good exit there.
Yeah, but not enough for Vroom to take advantage. He's backing up the corner, actually. Just looking for a way to get the proper launch. That's the key thing at the moment. Now, Pfeffer goes high side this time. Trying to go for a diamond line. Try and change things up with 16 to go.
He cut off the air off the front of the nose of the 95. That made him have a worse run off the exit. So he's doing some aero blocking right now. He's trying to run everywhere that 95 wants to run. A little contact with the wall for the 66. That's going to slow him up slightly. Not enough to where any ground is going to be gained by the 95, but enough to where it makes you think, oh man, if he can do it once, what happens if he does it again? He's up on the top, and then watch him. He's going to cut down right in front, cut off the air of that car right behind him, and that's going to make the 95's exit of turn 4 just absolutely horrendous. And he lost a little bit of time that time by because of that move. So he's able to maintain and even go like maybe a half a tenth faster here in 1 and 2. But the moment he gets to turns 3 and 4, he just keeps getting the air cut off from behind him. So not able to make it work. I mean, it might be easy to catch a guy, but it's a lot harder to pass a guy. So he's still on that bottom. He's got a lot of run. He's got a lot of speed, but the moment that 66 cuts down, it kind of kills his exit. He was able to maintain a little better this time as we come down to get 14 laps to go. Oh man, I can't tell you who's going to win this thing, but they are battling hard for it. And don't say it's over yet for Seminario. Seminario is about 2 seconds back, and he's got 2 lap cars in the way, but you never know what can happen with the 95 and the 66. If he's able to make a move at the right time, then who knows what we'll see.
I think they've reached the equalization point now. How it's looking between these two. was Vroom can do something. Starting to lose ground, in fact. Last time by, he lost time. And now he's in the wall, starting to bounce off the wall a little bit. Looking back here, some traffic has cost Seminario some time here hearing. As emissions get around Tanner Marty on the racetrack, as now Delaney has retaken third.
Yeah, not the best of looks there for that lap car. He seemed to have held up that 56, but they still able to get around. Lost one spot net doing it. So this ain't over for this spot back here in 12th. But, sorry, 12 laps to go, I should say. This is battle for third. Delaney, Hoffman, and Seminario. Those are the three right now. You can see them nose to tail right behind Hastings in that black 81 car. That, again, that 81 is a lap car. So don't think it's going to be a hard thing to pass at 81. 81's going to get down and out of the way, which is smart, very smart. As they're side by side for third now. 56 diving it in on the 6. 92's right on the back bumper of the 6. They're going to door bank slightly as they head out of turn number 4. Again, this is the battle for third. Man, can you imagine if this was for the lead? That'd be awesome. But looks like the lead that we were talking about, Roman, he's got to the back bumper, didn't have enough speed, and he's dropped back because that 56 is also having problems. He's dropping back as well.
Starting to slip and slide around as now he's got lap cars on fresher tires making some moves too. On way in the order for Seminario to end off this race. Under 10 to go, and look who's arrived. It's Sunshine.
Yeah, it's going to start heating up this track. That's going to make it a little nice and warmer. That's going to do some good for this. Down the backstretch, still a little dark on the backstretch, but turn 1 and 2, it turns 4 onto the front stretch. It is starting to brighten up. So that 66 who was driving loose earlier, that ain't going to help him hardly any. It's only going to make it harder for him. I think it's going to be something to watch, but they got a long way to go to the end of this race. 8 laps to go. 95 car is still sitting just about half a second, a little over half a second back. He's been losing ground every other lap, so it's unfortunate, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. He's going to need a lot of help.
Yeah, just looking to finish clean has got to be the goal right now after these drivers have been racing for near 3 hours straight. Out of the time, it's been 2 hours and 42 minutes, in fact, since we took the starting grid for tonight's action. They'll just finish under 3 hours if they continue on with no issues. Just 6 laps to go when they come to the stripe. Looking up front, Pfeffer holding on by half a second. Roman just cannot close it.
He's doing everything he can to try and catch him, man. It's racing hard, and that's what you expect here. But I will also mention that, remember, it was 2 seconds from third place to second. Now it's 1.8. So it's not going to be enough to where we'll see him. But we got a lapper here, the 97, making a move on Vroman. Vroman's going to be forced to go to the top for that particular lap. We'll see how long that lasts. It doesn't look like it's going to be much, and it slows him up quite a bit. But Pfeffer hit the wall that time, so don't think it's over yet. Anything could happen. We got 5 to go.
5 laps to go. Now, take a look at the battle for third as Delaney still holds on for now. Dyson has been able to drive his way up into this. He's got fresher tires than anybody else in this group. He's looking to take away some spots to end this off as he gets to the inside of the 56 nearly. Trying to pull him back, get to the quarter panel. There's the side draft. Side by side once again now for fourth.
He's going to try and get that job done. I think he's going to do it. Oh, a little tight. Look out. Oh, man, he almost squeezed him into the wall almost. That's pretty close. But no, they're still side by side. 41 goes down below the whited line there a little bit. Not quite enough of a run yet. Still even contact with the 41 and the 92. They're door banging out of the corner. 3 laps to go this time by.
Under 3 to go as Dyson resets, trying to get around Hoffman. Now has to regroup if he wants a top 5. He bounces off the walls, once again claps it against the fence. Now one more send to the inside. Looking down, Hoffman pulls off and away. 2 laps to go from Darlington.
Almost done with this one, guys. Here we go. 2 laps to go. Pfeffer, he's got this pretty much in the bag here, unless that 95 is able to do something miraculous. I don't see it happening. That 66 is pulling away. 3rd place is going to pretty much be set in stone, but the real battle right now is for 4th. Johan Seminario, Clayton Hoffman, and Andrew Dyson. Those are the 3 cars that are closest to each other as we come to get the white flag. 1 lap to go here from Darlington. Who will it be there side by side for 4th? Here comes Hoffman, the 92, down to the bottom, getting a shot from the 41. Here they go into the corner, still hanging on to it. Hoffman's going to prevail. 56 slams into the outside wall. He's going to be able to hang on to that spot for now, but coming out the corner, he's loose. He gets into the wall. Down goes the 41, and he's going to get by as it looks like coming to the line. It's going to be Pfeffer.
Through turn 4, Christopher Pfeffer comes off the final turn to take the race win. He wins at Darlington on a 1-year-old set. Second spot for Ullman, Jonathan Delaney in the 3rd spot, Hoffman and Dyson the top 5. So Chris Pfeffer gets the job done for Altus.
We saw him, I think, make a strategy call early in this race. He took 2 tires to get the track position he needed. He got up to the front, and now he was able to get to a good position to where he was able to win the race. Green flag all the way to the end. And that 66 is going to be doing a burnout. There he goes, right around just like that. And he is the first 2-time winner this season, Chris Pfeffer, in that 66 car. Doing a heck of a job, and ends up getting his 2nd win of the year.
66 goes loop-de-loop. Post-race coverage coming up in just a moment. You're watching Maconi Entertainment for coverage of the FLCC.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible.
Welcome back to Darlington for post-race coverage of the FLCC as we get set to break things down after what was an exciting one from Darlington. Post-race results coming up, but in the end, it's Christopher Pfeffer that comes away with the race win over Nicholas Vroman. Jonathan Delaney comes away in 3rd spot. also up there, Clayton Hoffman and Andrew Dyson for tonight. Let's run. Seminario, Benefiel, Hodgson, Heitman, and Murray, your top 10.
Finishing in 11th will be Neil Pearson with a great finish today. 12th will be Sean O'Brien Jr., 13th Ralph Hutchinson, 14th Patrick Gitter, 15th Mark Paget, followed by Hill, Hall, Kulmacheski, DeCiani, and Truell, rounding out your top 20.
21st spot went to Tanner Marty, then Brandon Hastings, 22nd. Owens, then it was Hoitzma, Ed Ryan. That's followed in the order by Joey Priebe, then Kevin Zosiak, Stoney Benfield, and Victor Fluger in 30th.
31st, Bobby Anderson got involved in a couple incidents. Chad Sander also had a couple hits. Wheeler, Medeiros, Miller, Daniel Best, Stephen Williams, Jason Taylor, Jedi. Of course, we got Dylan Kritz, Billy Brickley round out the top 40 with Noah Hamilton 41st, 42nd, Matthew Long, Evan Mesnard, and Jordan Person did not quite make the field today. So that rounds out your top 44 and all the finishers. In this one here from Darlington.
So top to bottom at the running order here tonight, as let's take the opportunity to talk with your top 3. Christopher Pfeffer coming away with the race win here today. Chris, how are you feeling? Able to pick up the win, first multi-race winner on the dub?
No, it's actually my first win.
Yes.
But
well, it's felt like it's been close multiple times.
yeah, it was fun. Long race. The car got tighter and tighter and tighter as the race went on. I think probably we should have tested a little more, because as soon as the track got under 100 degrees, we were plowing, and we tried our best to adjust out of it, Clayton and I, and we couldn't do it. We would just get tighter and tighter. So we needed clean air. That's why I undercutted Roman there at the end, hoping that clean air would help. And yeah, it worked out.
Of course, you also had a bit of a gamble. You mentioned apparently with Kirk Mills that you're running with the 1-year-old setups for tonight. Obviously, the setup still had speed here. What was that confidence level like, knowing you had a good piece underneath you?
Well, I mean, it's Darlington, so having a car that's stable and then it has good drive off always gives you a bunch of confidence, especially long run. It just, you can sit there and save your tires and then blow by people long run, so it always gives you a lot of confidence.
Well, with that being said here, still plenty of racing to go on the season. The next date on the schedule, just to confirm, is going to be Bristol. How do you feel about going to Bristol, baby?
Well, I'll probably wreck somebody or I'll get wrecked, so we'll see. 500 laps to figure that one out, and it's going to be impossible to pass, so yeah. I'm there to have a good time, though.
Any shout-outs you'd like to give here tonight?
Of course, man. Just everybody at Alta Esports for everything they do. Clayton, Robert for running the league with me, inviting me to the league. Great. This league's awesome. You guys do a great broadcast. I was been scrolling through the last few streams, and the broadcast is really good, so good on you guys for that.
Congratulations on the run here tonight.
Thank you.
Christopher Pfeffer coming away with the victory here tonight. Nicholas Vroman, he went for the overcut strategy, almost got there. It's second. He's with Kirk.
Oh, man, Nicholas, I got to tell you, it was so fun to watch you come through that field. You went from 5th to 4th to 3rd to 2nd, and you almost got him, but just came up a little bit short. Was there anything else you had in the tank or anything you could have done differently to be able to catch him there at the end?
Played the strategy a little bit different. I think I made maybe a wrong adjustment and pushed the car a little too hard during that last stint there. It absolutely killed the right front, all my tires actually, and by the time I got to his bumper, I had absolutely nothing left. I was just kind of hoping he would make a mistake, and if ever he's too good to not make one, So, we were done.
Well, man, you got to feel happy, man. You got a second place finish here today. You ran out there, you had a great run, and car ran good, and still ended up getting a good top 5. We're going out to Bristol here next week. I just got to ask you, is that something you're looking forward to? You're going to be able to make it? And if so, are you excited to be able to go out there and try to climb that little ramp they got in the infield for a win next week?
Yeah, Bristol's fun. It's been pretty good to me in the past, so it's gonna be interesting, man. There's a lot of good guys out here, so definitely gonna need a good qualifying effort. Don't want to be starting the back there. It's gonna be hard to make your way through the field. So yeah, no, definitely gonna be there. Should be a lot of fun.
You're absolutely right. It is a very difficult track, and it's fun to watch. And I know you're going to be up front. Is there anybody you like to shout out here for today?
Shout out this NyQuil bottle. I'm about to drink some of this bad boy and go to sleep because I feel like trash.
I like it. All right. Well, good for you, man. Hey, hope you have a good rest of your day. Congrats on the second place spot, and we'll see you next week at Bristol.
All right, man. Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
You got it. And back to you, Justin.
Nicholas Broman coming away in second spot tonight. Jonathan Delaney rounds out the top three. Jonathan started up on the pole and had to battle Darlington. How would you describe your emotions and what was a roller coaster emotions for you, it seemed?
Yeah, definitely not our brightest race and greatest race for sure. We, like I said, it started on pole, had pretty decent speed. We really weren't the fastest. Started off way too tight and just didn't really have good enough speed. So made a couple adjustments under the stages and under the cautions, trying to get it to where we wanted, and just slowly trying to get it tuned and whatnot. And we finally got it. The last stage there, that last run, we got it kind of where we needed it. We had a lot of long run speed, but we were just battling all night trying to maintain track position. I pretty much straight up wrecked Andrew Dyson going into 3 that one lap and just misjudged it and ran into the back of him. So that kind of put us in the back around 12th or 13th. And it's super hard to pass here. And from there on out, we were just struggling trying to find that track position. And that last run there, we short pitted and was able to jump a lot of those people, and because we really got a good adjustment, we were able to maintain that position and we were able to finish third. So yeah, well, very up and down race for us, but very happy to walk away with third place.
How tricky was the traffic management here tonight, in your opinion? It seemed like traffic was a huge deterrent for a lot of people.
Yeah, traffic, getting around lap cars and choosing your battles on when to pass, when not to pass was, I mean, as always here at this track at Darlington, you gotta manage your battles. And I mean, if you're just in the wrong position, you're in the wrong position at the wrong time. There's really not much you can do. But sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. It's just kind of how it is and how this racetrack is. It's super hard to pass. You can really only pass going into 3 or in 3 and 4. 1 and 2 is basically impossible to pass unless someone gives it to you. So it's it's definitely not a very fun track to race at when you're trying to really race people. But once it goes green and you can kind of chill out and drive by yourself, it gets pretty fun. But yeah, that's just how this racetrack is, and you kind of expect that going in every race that you come here. So. Yeah.
Next up on the schedule is Bristol. Your thoughts on Bristol and how you feel you'll do there?
I love Bristol. It's a great track for me. However, I won't be racing. I'll actually be at the racetrack that weekend going to the race in real life. So I'll be missing Bristol, but I wish everybody else good luck, and hopefully it's a good race for everyone.
Any shots you'd like to give here tonight?
Yep, everyone putting this league together, Bryson and Bobby Anderson. Shout out to all the guys I raced tonight. Shout out my teammates at Ralph Hutchison Motorsports, Ralph, Lucas, Sean, Jason, Logan. Thanks to all those guys for making some good sets every week and really helping out, testing, and cool guys, fun guys to be around. So appreciate all those guys. Doing really good with team championship points. So I hope we can keep that up. Yeah, keep going race for race and be there at the end.
Congratulations on the run here tonight.
Thank you, yes.
Jonathan Delaney rounding out the top 3 here this evening. I'd like to thank the entire top 3 for taking the time to speak with us during post-race coverage here on Maconi Entertainment. Next up, we go to Bristol Motor Speedway Your thoughts on that one, Kirk, to be able to go short track racing?
I was born 15 minutes away from that track. It's one of the most beautiful places on the entire green earth, I tell you. I love Bristol. It's something that these drivers are going to have a lot of fun doing. This car, it's a very difficult track to drive. If, like we heard earlier, start up front. That's the best advice we can give you. It's going to be bumping. It's going to be banging. A lot of cars trying to get to the front and try to win at one of the biggest coliseums in the world. And I cannot wait to see it next week at April 12th, 8:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to tune in, watch it with us. It's going to be one hell of a ride.
It'll be a fun time at Bristol, but it's time to say goodbye for tonight's coverage. Thank you once again for tuning in for tonight's coverage of the FLCC. Calling the action tonight was myself, Justin Prince, alongside me the booth was Kirk Mills. DJ Lyon was producing. Music cameras provided by Whiplash SimCams. Thanks to our viewers for watching tonight's action. I hope you stay tuned to all our social media pages for our next race. Thanks to the entire staff for their work in bringing this racing to you. This has been a production of Maconi Entertainment. We'll see you next time.